a year free honum a cotton baby for. Unu ebi wo fa ase bi wo fa bi wo anti bi no akwa kwhye ne senko say ensuo no ebekọ from sansa fi metiofo amaya so ante say ensuo no beto pa ni nyina climate change hu nsusuanso a de aba ma me ma akwa aba bi eba critical issues wo UTV ye from vim lady Afia Pokua na no pay ye ba wo dem na say ofia fa che kakra say ya che kakra because na ne ma bi won ma wo say etumi tutu ne ye ansa na yaba ye de ni nyina abro na ye ba ye a major issue the road to 2020 elections. I feel we are about on ye po said the 1992 constitution actually no I say to aba 7th December date nensa ye de kwhye 7th January enye ye I say to aba ye beto aba saying there's a process and sana da na ye beto aba no aduro ye betro din either main registration and as a limited registration ni nyina ye din tro dwumedie because one said there's a case in the Supreme Court pending nanu ya easy any nkrofo bi ekọ court say isi mfa adanse e kyese owotumi se oyi voters register dada no e di free mu isi aye ruling dada om kọ court na anokra na NDC a om lawyers di kan edugita maklo lawyers ni bi a om kọ Supreme Court eyi free mu se ade no ba wi edo na ye den because na argument no aba ba ye afenu e wo ha ye free ho no ye koye nim ye transe court no e di mu aye ebeba. But there's a security issue and I know man pendada mahama ebe kan asem bi say abato we anko ye say de se na fata NDC results omo njintu a flawed election results will not be accepted by NDC. That's a security issue. Ebi mu say a threat mahama hunu ankofo or the fear and panic baba in fact ebi mu pa akwa na no mahama ko Kenya ekwohwe omo elections ko na anko ye mo ka say free and fair na dey na we dey oba beka different story ye be hwe security issue. But most importantly, one say you are to COVID-19 asan ba be kan ho bi no. Say Ghana ye about 11,000 because akaketo bi na do 11,000. 11,000 COVID-19 cases. Ensu otuto. COVID-19 akasa sha say entetentem. Ye be de na entetentem bra ba bi ankofo de omuti beto ekra omunya bi. Nti ye be hwe housing issue. Eniema ehia Ghana for omo pese politicians NDC and MPP in particular. Ombeka ho asem wo manifesto campaign mu ye jaika afi we covid ensem ba yi all the campaign messages are NDC and MPP and other political parties in aye na electoral commission enu na ye bedi housing baby e di etibeto baby e benya ahoto se de ba benya nsuo ene ahote ade edi no ye beka ne nyina ho asem anope critical issues ehia critical issues menim penifo kukudam ebe twetwe ebe ko parliament so ye ne Alhaji Muntaka Mubarak ebe kasa say MPC be attested positive for COVID-19 ebe an say na ye de ene kosi say last week so ebe ye man so housing issue wo minister ene aban dada no e fa saglemi housing project ni nyina nti ne nsuo to a eyiri e fa nkofo so ebe ko sa asem no so bio ne ahwe de e kwan a e fa so a o manifesto ebe kan asem ehia me ne wo ayeto aba ne nkoye say nsem ehu hia ekura ehia ene ebo ndudo. We are live on UTV. Send no message my follow her live UTV Ghana on Facebook and that's why media so YouTube. Na for adwin che ne ba ne keka ni nyama. Ye ba Afia ba beso aso amam.
I buy you everything. If your bodies I buy it for you. I buy you this way. And I do you so share. Why are you taking my life this way?
Until before this way back one eye.
Hey! Why are you telling me this?
And cut!
That's sorry. People know me, Acrobato, aka who knows tomorrow. Look, my profession is actor. People are always giving me encouragement because of my performance. This way chocolate drink. That is my secret. You just need Ori hot water. You just put it in. You just take it. Easy. Even it just sustain you hungry. If you take this way, never hungry. You can take it anytime, any day, anywhere, everywhere. Everybody enjoy this way.
With this way chocolate drink, all you need is hot water. Mix and stir for a creamy look, and you're good to go.
I love this way because it tastes so good.
This way chocolate drink, near we here and so share.
Your friend and mammy asked me, me come with fufu. Yet, estate and swallow true be at the crowd. Near wolf. And so say, me who no quite panel, tintin no, a chum, and one neat fufu. So when young quite pebby bosswa, a human is.
Neat fufu is available in 3 different tastes: neat plantain, neat cocoyam, and neat yam. Neat fufu is well packaged and so easy to prepare. So whether plantain, cocoyam, or yam, same preparation. In just 5 minutes, your tasty fufu is ready.
Under 5 minutes,
Neat fufu se manumbe, nabing, we young grandpa be bosswa, manesi. Humanity, the tasty dana, humanity, 5 minutes per nabbing, humanity.
Neat fufu is so.
Abusia from Sam Makwa Babio ewo critical issues so anope o live ewo UTV so o Afia ye da se o do TV no ato anum se nene ye ne mpanifo kukuda mo ma ben ye ne bi so betwehwe nkomo ewo ye telephone so Zoom and afi Skype na afi yabo nkomo na me yetumi nya asem ni nyina ama no abo ano yewra ye Adams bona security expert obi enim so wa ben pa ewo Bible adwuma mo betimi ama intelligence report any forecast about the ekoso na ye pese o ma ye nimde efa ye election 2020 then enebe koso to pani Adams bona nete mensa enifa so pani da se ma akwa ba se abeke ho e studio asa so eno pani kese so yewra Bernard Abeku Arthur consultant planning and development so say adwuma atron krata bebe ama United Nations opani da se won so ba be join in fact ofi kumase so ye ho donti odi mrika pa ona ekra ena wa ba be kan ho e wa hase da se papa for the sacrifice nti me mama kwaba you Adam from I mean shall see through so but me ba also because you here anopensu atuto nyina na make say fear and panic are setting in dada ebinum to me ntina se kra no madi or more breakfast if in case obey breakfast of
that's true
and so no to yape na I am shisha but you Adams when I found ko bambo mu say yakọ election 2020 and someone aba tension I am shishia manso ayetwe e wo voters register ho wo hwe anymore who say there was security problem for election 2020 ana
main chair TF4 na main chair my co-panelist Bernard and one kasa they made to me I can say there could be a problem, there might not be a problem. Ninyina ejina said ye ensem na ekoso no ye be kra ensem na fa. But say yankra ni ye a anhwe ya na mente me ho ase bi said ye ekoso yi sisi yi wo hwe 1992 constitution ya sabi ya ye ne Africa kra na ye nyina ye to aba ni bi na sa referendum no it came into being. Entika ne kwan so ane say mente me ho ase omokọ court na court di asem no na say can they say what is supposed to be done no omo take care of it na ko mu wi a ka me nkwa de a enka yemma no ensi hwa because say pew at every given point either say MPP would be in government or you can say MPP NDC would be in government we here sabi ye man panyi we nyane baby ko can say Atamils he's gone Aliu Mama he's gone omunyina Kwame Nkrumah omunyina amfa Ghana nko but we hear the ekoso na I'm say kebe hia say the EC chair nankasa and so ne kasa ye mu no because we here to the extent to say yen ahemfo no ebenum kra de omho agim am say we hear the National House of Chiefs omo ankasa akasa ho say sabi omo ato omo nsa afre EC chair no say nko omra omo akache na nko omo ne no eni nkomo but unfortunately according to Omono, I mean, to paraphrase, why ignore mo, why ma? And let me say, Yana Ankasa, you know, from the north. Let me say, within this week, Onankasa also has had the concern to complain. I'm going down that line because your democracy no ebe to ya hemfo no. And so if say obi who 1979 who the aka ni nyina, all these things, those days, all these things were going on, but now ya hemfo no, they were there. And to say these are the people who, if things go sorry, things go bad, ena sabi ombe to me, I try say ombe fre the feuding parties atena say munya ni say nti say ba ni say na say yani say okay, you see emrano ewo mafa enti sabi dia me pe ena meya anhwe say ginsam wie na say oya wa adwene say bia na say adwene say de kwa kodwa nto ama omo say bia mumfa ya morning chain. We've learned lessons. Ebia na I late. But until they made to me a kind of tension in there. Yes, there's a lot of tension now. One way I'll be to me the you know, bread knife. I'm telling you, because then those of us who are in this space, the security space, will tell you, you receive call from here, you receive call from here. But from where I come, from where I sit, having seen the 1979 coup and all that, you see people, I've heard people, Manfo say, oh, 1979, soldier phone away. It's not true, it's not just soldiers. They were, I grew up in Tema. You are, around the Tema Harbor area, people were shot, people were killed on the streets. Those days, do one name say come cry your mother. Obi ohu 1983 be a name. Said you come day, I was a young boy. Those days, Rollins Abreso, yellow corner, yeah, they buy the tipper truck and a say yellow corner. Now, hustlers no people tries or best say yellow corner with something. They are born to work no. And this
just because of Adriani.
Just because of Adriani around the Tema, the railway station of main harbor area. These are not fictionary. These are things I saw as a boy growing up. And so sometimes when some of us are passionate about these things and saying, because it looks like do you see America, do you see UK, do you see other countries now? This particular generation, most of them haven't seen, unless of course, what's not Iraq, what's not Somalia, what's not these war-torn countries. And I leave your best no machine guns. Are discharging bullets. No, I can say, oh, I've seen it before. But here I can say, most people in countries like ours haven't seen such a thing before. So sometimes people speak calling for chaos. But when chaos is there, you will not.
But does it mean say because election results near Florida into my calling for chaos?
No. Okay. As for that, it is not. Okay. I think the call from your man Penyin John Dramani Mama, I think it's in the right direction. That we would not accept, you can't say, a flawed election. It's just a cry on call to Kodio ni Omom Yenina that yen starting Kanhuasem. It doesn't, we know 2012 when the MPP they went to court, we glued to our station, TV stations for 8-9 months. And this country didn't dissipate. And so for me, I think that I don't think there is any, if you ask me from where I think it is more democratic to say, unless of course somebody is also thinking, say, okay. And so as for the tension, I would tell you that, yes, there is a lot of tension. And from where I sit, if you work with the security personnel, they are worried. Yes. Yes, they are worried. And so mine is that there is a need for us to bring unity, because then omo tribe manifests.
And it's a job for Ansan will be
omo tribe manifests. So I would want that, especially when you look at COVID-19, we share police for the whole police, the entire police unit, or more dependents, or more inmates, or more recruits. It's about 407 people within that space who have been infected. It tells you that, see, I'm hearing as I mean, Timmy once say, I'm here now a behadring. Even though those who have been put in charge of managing the COVID, you can saying committee within the police service, Mame Atiwa and the you can saying COP Kofi Bachinum, they are doing so well in managing. I mean, what is going on at the moment?
Security crisis.
That is what I'm trying to say. You understand? Because you cannot deploy a sick police officer who, I mean, a police officer who has been infected with COVID. You can't. It will be against the labor laws of this country. Okay. And so maybe the NSA say the tension that is brewing, I'm sure on the 20-something there are going to be a certain ruling. Yeah. People are going to mass up. And so I will make Frey and Penny for this. I'm going to 2 years. Said in Cambomne, I mean, I've been here quite a but to have a neighbor among for Sikano SUVs, I mean, Land Cruisers, no, every so why do you go kill yourself for? I mean, so we should be a bit circumspect with the way we speak. That's what I can say.
Yeah, two are breaking it down. The entire elections, no, a big deal. As against said the entire Mr. Arthur Wahano say they are near a here Ghana for a Diania ye bedi. She said the Okano 79. A Diani to me will beat you.
Oh yes.
You were ne a Diania some. I say I share that a yedi. Yanka wasem. Kania wasem. Yedi housing because COVID. One of the reasons why I COVID they say Ghana cases almost 11,000 because okay say any social distancing near a bay 20 any other kiosk my better than a social distancing. Meanwhile, on top of COVID no cry na yen say any baby a day tibeto no. She you na to toy. Inti ano pen so ya to toy. O say onipa no enye clean. Wa kra ha. Aye da emfichire kiosk mu. Peniata me pese odi into the planning and urban development perspective no say year election 2020 no first and foremost who say mpanifo edi ye no omo wo enisuade ho omo dwene oman ne nwene ene ne kyekere ho ana
yo if you made that was say na me pese me de fantini
oh me penisa yenkogwe yenkogwe
okay ozen kan bada etefu ina ase na mada also ase na mada ijabona so ase seriously speaking, be just the young man in Chicheri, you know, crew a castle in Chicheri. Paying for bombers and Kakra. You can't. Yes, the Bokwa Capim, Gordon Gorgesbeck, Nabredo, colonial government, one Nabredo, one of what Chicheri rage. Now, I could Krubia or rage, another European town. And Teko Kumasa, your rage, Ebankana, your rage. Takradi Biso or European town. Eko temade akwame kroma bay obesiesie ne kama community wana kapem be ozo kware na chede odwin ne manfo won ho mpanyinfo ndwo manfo won ho bebi obada na dani bia wozeba mo be eko gwai for instance at the saddle estate where ya when they will see what the man binum that one conquest them na ze nti housing ze ankoya ze papa and now housing sits within urban development or rural development or national development. It been friend human settlements. Okay. And see, try in that particular direction. Ne mom, as all how I didn't see Sierra Kasankasa. And you there, ya tone them a biegua in Chen. Na yere dream politics ne tum na yere pen. And say, so I had a dream baby and crofo batsna. Baby a wubenya friend and woboko toilet. Baby wubenya sanum. Baby, I want in Switzerland, I want baby over to Bola and Azizegun. Ye boshen ya tutu ni ye no. Ye zihanano fa keke. Ne mom ye mbom modzen mfa ahodzene bi mfa mpiechi. Enti ye wo incidents if 2010 population housing census for instance. Ye wo baby a was in there ye wo single room family units. In Sebokona family bi wo ye be ya wotwe.
Single room, or kiosk.
Ayo.
It be single room no when you be.
Yeah, well, even outdoor families. One what a pado, or one a wogu pado. In Sefa baby there, or friend then AM in channel 1 2 do baby na. Ebohune binum gugu. How do you fit this within your planning, within your health planning, within your security, within your safety? How do you fit this?
And within an election.
I mean,
that
put them
controls...
in more common because one politics are here in Ghana, I am no. Oh yeah, ram kakra. It's a ground was about to baby. Listen, in Pempinesha, Ghana, a lot of experts were what you say. But we'll straight over Pardo, be busy one at time, and that is one of the dangers in this country. People must be able to speak their minds to help this country, but the moment they lift their voice, people who have some political ideas and political ambitions will just bring these people down. So they'll fold their arms and sit somewhere, and that is our undoing. Into bringing it into perspective, national development planning guidelines, or necessary there, political agendas are yet set, or focus on some of the issues as we are raising them. Urban development, housing, urban transport, urban infrastructure. How do we put these things within our political manifesto and prosecute them properly? And see, going forward in 2020, I'm expecting that besides the security concerns, and I would want to recommend that we look at safety. Because it's safety. Because the people must be safe.
Correct.
And security is a means in securing. No,
that's correct, yes.
The all bomb for why is safe. The way we talk is part of safety. The way they talk. What do you say with regards to what is brewing? But on what we say with regards to housing, what we say with regards to urban development, and channel some of the energy which is now going into political rhetorics. View
today. Actually, be today in the year 2020. All the conversation here Kenya, why in the electoral commission of voters register. Also, actually, baby, sometimes media for no see and when here they are, madam chance, we are supposed to be the agenda setters. These are politicians who set agenda me. Until the year you face COVID, na your housing problem. So far, in any case, have you seen any of the political parties a war year campaign about baby was that what the election 2020?
If you're sincerely speaking, I'm there when you know, since COVID now be take over. And Dodo Nasos one asam afa elections no on electoral commission one insam. But in say housing, if you Shankrofor old Fadama, Mina many penyin be on Osher slum upgrading projects for Ghana, many is in common. No, there as at 2010, there were almost 265 slums in only Greater Accra metropolitan area. 265 in your. As a Sharman Kahon, as a Kaswa Kahon, as a friend and terminate you on a Bakawa. Naturally, over the years, a bazin area. Because we don't factor migrants into our planning. No. Whether you like it or not, they will come. Yeah, what theory be friend the triangle of migration. Nkofo will base no Dawson. But when then Zama Papa be was so or your urban area. And so they will move. The same thing with how developing countries we migrate to the developed countries. Yeah. And see, politics now. Yes, the way. Yeah, but factor the means people are not just statistics; they are real. The slum dwellers who are coming from the north out of the war and wanting to get some better living. Yeah. They are not just statistics; they are real. And so, let's factor them in. Because what by Krokesima, they also offer some services too. Right. The urban area. And say, why do we make them, instead of letting them settle in the slums and in the squatter areas, let's think about them and plan. There's a Waba. They may also have some place to settle. That is not to say that, we should just condone, every kind of...
No, but I don't put it's the reality of the world. It's a big move. To the American, you move you to Muketa Bush. Right. In the area, is 11,000. We have 11,000. Can we handle the gap no housing planning? Maybe planning. Can we handle the planning on COVID-19?
If you are the planning, I know a lot of planning has been put in place. I know the
on paper.
Yes. I know a lot of, but certainly, yes, to paper that there must be the legs and the hands and the voice and the money to push it. That is implementation. Any problem with Ghana on implementation. You enforce BBR. Anyway, the only just to play on it, the only thing we like to enforce is the toilet where there is a male and there is a female. And when honors a pair and pure, boko female, female boko female, male boko male. Nancy possible I been cross.
Yeah, cross, yeah.
But the entire enforce, we don't enforce and we don't implement our plans. Fanade, Yaye, Kwame Nkrumah, 7-year development plan. When we full, Aban for Bay, 1 triado. Aban for the bay, no sufio, Aban for Bisu Bay, no so 1 triado. Incident, Henankasana, Yabre Nipa. And I'm pimping to your pede manifestos. Now you prosecute development. But manifestos
what they
manifestos ni but a real manifesto ning your tomb na bet na wa na bo the national development no
it's not limited
on your manifesto into you must let your manifesto reflect in the national development program. And see me just there the main thing is let's look at the national development agenda, housing, urban development, roads, communication, all those things clearly set out. Says here 11,000 COVID cases. Oboko sir, obechendam. Oboko because if she, Marami fi kumase be ene da man fa kumase krona mo shenkro fun one. No, people need to be given some motivation also, either by the law, either by information.
Okay.
Well, no, motivation is not in giving them, but in the kind of information that they get. To know that hey, azi or you real in azi or either motion yem man sheni ye or zumbo to form another obokumum. It been a year to the penny be crap away for me. And see, oh try there. Yeah, taking them serious. Now, 11,000 obokosori. If you most housing settings be a binum titama. So you pa krunya COVID. Obokum nipa.
But Mr. Adam, I'm Sambra also be this issue of say 11,000 COVID cases by year caught into a general election. And you put that in mind, say about elections. And Anka Bay Anka dead alternative be or Ghana bit me faso.
Me a coming kwa I would have wished that Kiebe Chinkan Sokakra say about elections in Poa. You see, just like your man Penny or Noah Bekan. Usually in his, when he used to address the nation, that we are not in ordinary times. So if we are not in ordinary times, you don't do ordinary things. But unfortunately, let me say, yeah, ordinary things. Ordinary things now, no, e bine the opinion Bernard, ekanyi, ofri kumasi bay, amanfo ebi abodon pim, ewo, ekani saying, kejetia, abu market, that market, people just don't care. Now, easy. I say, you see, despite the COVID, you be register man for. Me say, me register using my passport. The last elections. And on mommy, you can say voters IDB. And I say me yere crown so register with the passport. But see, easy say the two of us, me no. It doesn't matter if we registered with our passport or not. In the midst of COVID, yen konku dilem. Ni emfa yare no anhwe ya se bi emfa yare ni mrefi. Ana says ye o yare ni bia, yemfa nko emfa nkonko mo. And so me dey ma dream mu na kakra say in not so ordinary times, you are not supposed to be doing ordinary things. Obi a study the history with regards to conflict, wars, and all these things. These are the times when nations, ethnicity, come out with blueprint, and sometimes they use it to change, you're kind of saying, even the developmental agenda of those nations. We call Europe. Europe started developing very fast after the Second World War. And I believe that we entered another phase of, you're kind of saying, development. And I say, this generation, COVID, today, we are all doing Zoom. Yes. So what it means is that my kids are at home and they are doing home study.
Oh, internet. So.
Some of us have to sometimes get to your master's level or PhD before you even know what is distance learning. But exactly. My daughter who is 14 is doing home study. When you get home and you say, Daddy, I'm in class.
It's all this 7.
I mean, Daddy, I'm in class. And you are thinking that, okay, times have changed so that there is school have been brought at home. And so, maybe the coming and election, no, who be here say, you go and vote. But, the processes leading to election and can see to me refine it. But unfortunately, for instance, why do you put all of us in one basket and say, whether you have, a genuine voters card or not? I'm not saying ubia okute bi na papa. Why do you put all police officers in? Because what it means is that obia be register bi. And so I'm here in the process of registering. Omo enso omo bo e kan say abato no ho ban no na omo ankasa yare isabi na omo nya bi ye kan say see nyina ya to say one of the music you can say chairman, the municipal security chairman in you can say second D
yes
sabi wa hwere ne nkwa me I can say me kai I can say ebusia yeah but matisa wa hwere ne nkwa sabi through this party. So it tells you that this COVID doesn't discriminate.
Inti ye kasi chirodi na ye security threat wo.
It is
security and health threat.
Because the reason is that yen chirodi ne nkase bambofo no mo nchiro mudin. Bambofo nya me no yen de ye be gina ho ahwede ye koso but omo ene ye be hwe omo uniform so omo megina ho anhwe edin na ye chiro no ene abato no ye beto no na ekoba ne say and ye nyina enum say the reason why Europe and America now they are one of the reasons why disease is because of also the weather. Yes, because of also the weather. You look at our won't say numbers won't say numbers in the coastal.
And so you
exactly you can easily predict. Because the truth is that Udi Afani say omo asebi omo ni ba bi te anka ombeda kwan ho no ombetumi space. Good. I'm just giving you a scenario. And we'll go to do to so kind those areas. When you come on a door, a man for that shops and him they space or shooting they don't want to sleep closer. See and so talk. And when it's raining, they'll cramp themselves together in the smallest of space on Binya. And when they cramp themselves in this smallest of space, chances are that say obi sebi ni person bi anya bi wo mu a ebe affect so many people. And man penya na ka kire yen say you can say nipa ba ko infect almost 500 people in a factory in Tema.
Yes.
It means that you need just 2 people to infect the whole of the Tudu area. You need maybe 2. No, because you need about 2 people. Nipa to spread this disease in these areas. And so mine is that why have we not looked at? You're kind of saying we are not in ordinary times. Why are we not we should do things that are not ordinary. This opening, he is a development consultant, and maybe to also put it that I am the vice chairman of the Ghana Construction Chamber, in terms of the Ghana Institute of Engineering, the architects, and so I am I am the vice chairman, and I can tell you that we should have redistributed wealth. Sasaglemi House is here. What are they doing? We are only arguing. Why can't we look at? You see, Obiako discount. Sebi, I mean, dead people don't spend money. Dead people don't spend money, and so be this cow. So being this cow, once the property is there, let's use it to ensure say omo amotiase no ebebo omo ho ban. Okay, but see, ye jina so I can say some people have spent money, and so the properties should be there. Yeah, I can say the universities are there, empty. Yet we have people cramping themselves, sleeping in tin. You can't say. These are what I am saying. Okay, the American say, for instance, have we taken? Sorry, you can't say how many you can't say a dine to do a kromu a man for one team saying how you take stock. Yeah, funny say
for affordable housing.
Thank you. Who take University of Cape Coast? No, I take ABR. Properties belong a year aban there, a shaban insa. Now the hotels na home. Now the hostels are home. Now the the other guest houses are home. How many you can say? Dudu was saying, is it up to ABR 2 million and now 3 million? Say 2 million and I say 3 million. Now say omuni baby tino. Omu ye ABR 5 million now. It means that you are solving 50% of your problem. Thank you. For the meantime, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Who call the various police barracks? Who a free high court central police station the young Korea police for a baby or motie.
True. Democrat omugu.
Baby or motie. A man for we training you can say recruit here you can say recruit police recruit or mania disease be 132.
Pacho. Police or monia
recruit.
Afen
no mobile 132. And to the American say you these resources around. Why aren't you using resources? No, because we are this particular year as an election year. A year yen to me Niagara. And now COVID didn't know about Beijing. And to me the say the man penny to paraphrase him. You need ordinary times. So why are we still doing ordinary things? Bema tis penny can ye sabi ube kasaka ye be do atemwa nanse ya chi abrantie ya yeso okoka na no yi ka mani hey amanfo di me I'm not concerned about that me the say nyina ye adwen say yen kasa. Then what happens is that Ghana no anhwe yi ana ebejinsem enti me the say ye bambofo no me omuhu hia me papa but ye ka say obeko ye can say one of them says it fire service omukra de ni ye can say baby krate I mean for the military I say they are still trying to get places for them and you go to
military now saying president
no you can now the American say in a temporary and many year yeah when fan say we be 3,000 rooms and your houses in rooms. Sorry, 3 million rooms. Including universities need the keka ho. Then na yen redistribute to because ya nyane sa going into election 2020 because here can say if people get the numbers go up, are we going to postpone the elections? So numbers no ekosra. You be postponing election and I see him postponing. Because there is no way if we have a spike and a serious increase in the number. That's what catch me say there is no way I would go. So
because 11,000 you can say yourself.
That is the thing. We started before even the easing up of your kindness and some of the restrictions. That number niswa. I'm saying the last 24 hours was the number now
564.
Exactly. And like I'm telling you, once it is raining, people don't have places to sleep. I'm on funny baby. That is what. And so maybe the NSA election 2020. Say pension for no National Security Council. Your man pension a denim. Kandapane minister. Me madam for Henry Corti or no any deputy. An interior minister need almost uncle for they form part of the council. They should strategize go omorana omfani oman tutuyi anya sa Ghana ha ade ba ko ehu hia yen pa uyi religion free hwa you can say abato and so in this year say anhwe ye na amfani oman tutuyi anhwe ye because it looks like we don't even though the leadership is doing so well with regards to trying to get hospitals and testing facilities up and running. Maybe the NSA, we are still running a flat, developmental agenda. So I said, okay, those days we had a centralized sewage system. I mean, one can to me, sorry, those days, I said, we see that. Apart from Community 6, where we had the expert who could build. I mean, that was where I didn't even know this was a ship house. That was where we had the first ship house in Tema Community 6. In the 70s, the first ship house was in Community 6. You couldn't just get up on your own.
So consider.
No, today go to Tema. Tema is the biggest slum in Ghana. Tema is the Obia Onyi wa Tema. Thank you. In the 70s, Becca said Tema was more beautiful than London. And this is a fact. Tema, if you lived in Tema and you maybe migrated to the UK somewhere along the line, maybe earlier or not today, Tema was more beautiful.
Okay.
Today, it's the biggest slum. Containers, Community One, or BBC, called the Akeka. Those days, BBC was the accepted slum in the country. So, be on him Tema BBC. BBC. A Honana hostless, no? A war. BBC. And so that was one place. Uyi BBC. Now, kwa Shama.
Shama, yes.
Today, go to Shama, Tema.
And now, kind even distribution of wealth. Oh, no.
Exactly.
I'm not quite but any other una must study manifestos, ne development, urban planning. I hear no problem more. Then I gonna phone can say ye pay.
For yeah, kind of say, are there any political parties fighting for power?
So almost some de boy.
Me jidi say, oh fighting for power. Senya ubetumi etu omine mpon. Ezimpuntu baba mem. Ensi wonsaka power na or yimpuntu na ezeba. Ena mpuntu na ebi fa house no ho. Ebi fa security ho. Ebi fa safety ho. Na me jidi say ayese ye de ano ebon hwama. Efa nyoma no ho esene say ye de ahoden ani sika ani ye bibia behjem. Wo fa enkroma, wo fa kufuo, wo fa rollings, wo fa yempeni for ma banyina obia bomoden eye ne obetumi aye. Nanso ya na dodo na ka ho a omobua ma nneoma ko enanim no. Ya na nneoma koye buachi bidin. Akoye bibia ho. Enti migidi se ye de ko manifestos na parties no echechere no. And apart from manifestos, no, are there any political party? Are there grounds for training future leaders?
Right.
Now, I'm a bit trained almost a chinam penny funny one, or ombebano. Almost benya philosophy be, ni subain be, ni niebi. Say, in penny for, I'm shiny ye, that's sikabi kofa baby. Say housing BB kofa baby, say infrastructure sikabi kofa baby. Ni anshan to two man your man and sisi here. Na akwaya action so die bia mabinum.
Oh, okay.
No musu be die chire.
Okay.
Enti mimi gidi say manifestos no should sit within a particular national development program. Ye na yaji atum. For example, a hen ye pesi who Ghana in the next 40 years. In the next 20 years. Ghana no enye saying. Ghana no yakwan enye sen. Ghana no yenda ya yetrem enye sen. Ghana no ye security should look like what? We must have a clear national program. Mijidi said Parliament must come back to discuss this issue. We have played politics with these things for far too long. We play politics with our national agenda.
Now your national agenda.
Of course, National Development Planning Commission is set
up. 40 years there be no me.
Apart from 40 years, no, there were other ones that you were from Gorgesbeck time, BC, Papa Kufonum time, BC, Atamil Sade Baba, Edeba, President Mahama, Ediaba, President Kufuado. Almost 30 programs.
Yeah.
But programs not almost certain. Yeah, a short term within a particular political dispensation.
Okay.
But maybe the American say we must have a broad national program.
That's it. There will be NDPC for 40-year development plan.
A 40-year development plan was done, but say a G2 say a very national
party
program.
Way back, no attraction. Way back, no a year.
And no your main issue says here. Say, send your Papa Kufuado Tisui, Nanka or initiative BB say ya. One shiny year or Chinebiness, another one so about yes. But we must come back to that conversation. Say there should be a broad national development program that we all commit ourselves to. That whether you are from the socialist or central socialist or left socialist or central your friends saying conservative capitalist or what, you say Ghana no Ghana no in the next 40 years, about 3 million housing programs. Ghana ye pesi this X number of infrastructure. Ye pesi this X number of roads. Adintra because ye we ni sadi who be say Ghana no in 40 years ye pesi ko jina sa mpempenswe. So that agenda must be set. But so far nobody has had that political will.
No.
And even when a leader brings that particular agenda, opposition or Ghana is so sad. The opposition, whether the current opposition or previous oppositions, is only aimed at criticizing, whether objectively or not objectively, criticizing without pushing things forward. Mijidi said we must come back to that agenda, and that is key. Housing agenda must be a focus. COVID has exposed all political leaders. COVID has exposed all governments.
Say I'm too
oh yeah baby say yeah baby na mom say yeah ne say the Ghana ekwahin COVID now exposed the whole world, but the questions that are coming up in say into program say yeah any development agenda say yeah na the Ghana ekwahin yeah they ekwahin me pese me hunu Ghana bia say be apart from economic microeconomic factors, human development indicators. Nipa dodo ahin doctors ahin na ye training for the next 20 years. A teacher for ahin na ye training, a lawyer for ahin na ye training. Are we having a clear agenda in our human development to have this cadre of people? It was wana. In terms of housing ben e pese create. E bi uko baby omo obi omo friend no housing career. Akola start
housing kwampo even infrastructure. Say enema yesisi echeche o man akwan enye wana me na okasa e baby abese kofa circle yakoto circle Dubai ye friend say ho etumi yiri ye say ya solve problem but problem na san ko create
because we don't look at it comprehensively.
Right.
Unim o can circle. Let me take you back to 2008. Can 2008.
Yes.
The stadium that was built. We only looked at the stadium without taking into consideration the settlements within which it falls.
Right.
Elsewhere, we almost see stadium, now housing and all infrastructure around it are upgrading.
And the London Olympics, they used it to redevelop some of the slum areas in London.
No.
Yes. They had to demolish properties and that is how it's supposed to be, but we don't do it.
No, even if you don't demolish, you can even upgrade.
Yes.
Okay. Well, no. But because I say we name day. But who so can one shana tem di no akwa bibi ho. Enti yen hwe Ghana no hen ye pese de kro. Ena wunhunu bebi a wo pese wo kwa. Then all the other things can fall in line. But if you don't have a clear picture, because political parties say okay, obi enim sa acha obi obetra 8 years ko obeko na nim kakra. Enti ya na after the first 3 years no osuro say wan hwan focus and the first year no so ya na kwa bibio. Enti Edding na mom say ka say de adwene ko ho and come to a conversation around this. Let's have a national agenda, a national development agenda. Then urban development, rural development, housing, infrastructure, they all will fit into that kind.
But how about you na Saglame dia na openi make reference to say last week Rebedani Manson wa say anka yen hwe say emfa ho si obi a wadi sika ne ade nka omomugu abonten no COVID abe ya nka hu parliament kwase say fear and panic aka omo tika yen fa omumom enko ho na nka yen preventing nipa na ebenya yare ni bi no. How about no?
It's a very interesting call. Interesting because when Nim says allocations have happened there.
Okay.
Because it was built over some time. Yeah. Until when dineda eso. Until if you call it this way, I know it is with good intentions, but the practicalities around it, minim se nebesia you know. But young fan no fan tonche. Uko elsewhere they have YMCA centers. What about the churches? Yeah. With all the monies that churches are getting, why don't they build places like that? Yes. Shelter. Because what is the church for? The church is to help.
Yes.
So if we get the money, church, I know some churches have acquired lands.
Yeah. Tracts of land.
I know some churches are into other investments. But Anka, sorry. Besides,
so far Pentecost and Kwana offer omo ho no e dey ama ban mo dey aye isolation center. The rest of the churches in Bianca.
Anti-churches, religious groupings, you don't only fall on government to say government be. Let's look at these bodies. Let's look at philanthropists. I mean, why do you even get the money in this world? Is it just to make yourself, of course, will be a pescadie, but yambo nipa. Oh no, yambo nipa. What is a nipa? Binuma in your COVID, near code donate sika kesie. COVID has taught us a big lesson. Yes. Going forward, let's look at some of these things. Housing is not only an American housing career. Ebi owa or starter na brabo or impeding for being enchain wo kiosk. But of course, secondary school call boarding house spending housing situation because on that kiosk move throughout or that boarding house. Or free boarding house be your university or could do university ne housing use assistant or real university that's or starter juma. The type of housing now or become so or worry. That's on in ma enya the housing changes.
But yeah, any nyina kan from color no ma mu nyina da jeme it's very true. Abusia Franka also go so share live UTV where critical issues in area issues are efa oman Ghana ho ene ni punto ni nkoso ene ahwe security a efa 2020 abaton se wan we ya koyi said the era Adam Bonache mu no tension ayem hihye wo ho pa but ade ye ebetimi aye ehun adwuma na so de opani Bernard Abeko Arthur chie mu no ye hia national development na deficit ana gabo e wo ho no enna enne ama covid ama ye nyina yeto ada ho yi se covid kakra bo na ni covid enna o mapani ma ka na mebi se ye se economy ni ya ma fe de economy no covid back to e bia the economy is on ICU ventilator so na ye de na si nti ne papa mu ni ti dada de ye nyina Rollins Kufo Atamils any Mahama the empire COVID kitway kofo kra ni baby a wo mbeda nsuo pete kitway ye nyayam hihye achimota for circle Dubai for the na besi to pani announcement na member ona mbusa say e said opani kan say ye ni national agenda mi wa ya to abada bia o 4 years since okase 4th Republic ya to aba nti na ye national agenda ne sen see e be o man ni ye ana ye say o man no ana your national agenda is obi amedibi like I always say yen to about 4 years NDC bedi kakra okwa MPP ba o mo wie sika ye ba ya nche obi ya che obi akombeka ko negotiate mo ma ba de fie ko wi abanche ojom so obedem that is we bedi na ye tie ABC mu na ye national agenda
well uhwa ye rather there wo a political agenda
okay
yen shede ni national agenda ni entia yen shede ni national agenda no hwe yen bambo mun sensem mpo yen sheda ni national security agenda but here wo national maybe developmental or development agenda within every development there is a subset called security and so subsets na security no ade a friend human security say uwo o man bi mu a dodo na ni adwuma de ba sebi tutu de ba krono de ba ye ka ne sen nioma ya yehu wo ye man mu hai de ba ye ka ne sen man ya nansen ya ye chi ni sofo na ye chi ni because wo hwemu a ebi ka se ebi num kan bibi dada na ya nyo mo hwe no aka me I'm not interested in that. Me de ene say adenti ene yenya agenda development agenda enye for you can say party no but for ye ntimamufo ni nyina say vim lady di to trust am a na say mesumi di to trust am a ye nka so vim lady nti on ye nche no ana say ye nka say me Adam Bona na ye nka say yera opanyi Bernard ye nche no but the law is the law. Yen sheda nibi. And so uhwemu a political parties no am say nansen ampo na am say NDC for or manifesto no more starting free groups to come and contribute which I think is an overt is good. But in the past obeti an say launch manifesto said ye wom said ye nim because minim some manifesto usually on be no more the summarized and I say, the summarized version. But the actual agenda nankasa de you never get to know. And to me the say, why are the people ye part of
manifestos
no, which I think should have been said ye be ya say bibi na wo ye ebia, because there is no way a man penyi ono ete you can say Nima area mo. There is no way you can say man penyi to Nima area mo, and so onim de akoso ashama turaku onim everything. It's not possible. So you have to take somebody who stays at the Tulaku area to say, okay, the akoso no say ni na nkamu de come manifesto no ho ebeboaye. But unfortunately enu ni ho. Enti obeti na yes we are going to go after the armed robbers. Betina police we'll go after the armed robbers. Na maybe someone who say, what is the mandate of the police? Obetina a soldier force say, we are going to protect this country. Na maybe someone who say, what is the mandate of the military? It is all because you were rather a skewed political agenda instead of a people-centered, you kind of saying, development agenda. And development has a direct relationship with, you kind of saying, the cost direct relationship. Where the contractor would execute a project. And so every political political parties, you can say, I'm trying to say, MPP, abresu ni we. I'm trying to say, MPP, about 4 years, they are, we won't say, there are contractors on best spring it up. Obia, on wire Juma, wire construction work for the life when you know. Na nanwa kwako yi kama ntini say na de wo ye can say opposition ntia man adwuma ne binye ne de ama you can say nipa na party chairman ne ama no ya cheche party chairman who there 4 also there 5 also there 6 ne ya wie kwan no ana say you see some facility anka facility we nka be boat mamufo no, but unfortunately emwa. And so maybe the end say the human aspect of your insecurity, no, a yajinsem, because a yajinsem, a yajinsem because COVID, so said opinion can, I suppose ye. And then, Oba, Miankasa, where I work, you now can say, Ubia Mrejuma the same day. Because the truth is that COVID aba, and so Ubia Mrasena, Ubia Mrambe, Enyayari. It's not possible. As for the hospitality industry, it's shut off. Aeroplanes in true. And so what it means is that say in the next at the moment we are not realizing the repercussions. What COVID is doing to us. Pokua America, they are giving people stimulus packages, $1,200 now they are just to cushion, just so that the evil that is in people out.
Okay.
Because ube to me sebi wahwere wadwuma ube to me anya bibia kotobro do bi aye ka say most people are out of employment at the moment ube one the savings kakra wo ho no eno na odi ni kakra. And so by September now it begins to bite hard. Have we looked at it and looked at the security, the human security aspect of it?
Maybe yes, let me just chip this here. COVID has exposed us big time.
Yeah.
Big time. You take the employed population, and 70% of that employed population are in the informal sector.
Thank you.
Right? That informal sector. Now, most of them are from hand to mouth.
Yes.
Look on the streets.
Masons.
A lot of them have things on their heads, selling oranges, apples, plantain chips, and all that. Where will these people get the money to buy or rent the kind of housing that would protect them from COVID-type situations? And it has exposed us big time. Take the issues of public education, sanitation, drains, like these flood situations, COVID. We knew cholera was exposing us over the years. But COVID has exposed us big time. What have we done over the years on these things? Yenya World Bank sika, yenya EU sika, yenya government and kase sika. What have we done with that?
Which means
my question is, it has exposed us. Let us come back Abai, over the next 20 years, this is what Ghana wants. Political parties in Ember together with NDPC and all them. NDPC by law is the body.
Yeah.
Let's have that conversation. Ghana by 30 years or Ghana by 40 years. What type of Ghana do we want? Yeah, so I say Kwame Nkrumah said, my Ghana. Because he had an idea
exactly
of where he wanted Ghana to get to.
Exactly.
Maybe the political parties and the people and the opposition did not see it. And so it is good for a leader to carry people along.
Along, yes.
Let's have that conversation. What conversation would former President Mahama want us to have for the next 30 years? What conversation would President Akufo-Addo want Ghana to have? What kind of conversation? What type of agenda do we want Ghana to have? Because what do you want? I'm be a celebrator for 20 years ago.
Ghana classmate.
Oh, but 20 years ago, for at the market.
Yeah.
It will travel. And then they are an example that Ghana
everybody
because South Korea. And they had an agenda. And what kind of housing here? They had an agenda of the type of housing they want. Is it social housing, 30%? And what kind of agenda? I say a SETI. It's
But
political
I know
party.
Adam Bonaso Pache say, and share any national agenda, your political party agenda.
Yes.
And it is a President Kufuor oh, on the obesity affordable housing. Or coin and anything. At Amos and Shadan yet, Mahama and Shadan to us, now Mahama to obey on one of the Saglemi. You see the political agenda. And also MPP for by no more discuss. And yet, this is the 4th year. What discuss?
It comes back, it comes back to reinforce the point we are raising. I raise it and I'll keep raising. Say, Ghana bene epe. Ye be wako. Ye mabeba. Inti type of housing here was Old Fadama, Sodom and Gomorrah. And now say war friends say Kaswa. And one ye bet nemo. Sani ye de beko. And now me feel kumasi me real hoye. Because we share market edum na stores ni bi na me busa mo say 40 years ago na me so I know just my name baby 40 years ago na me so nanso me tema boy
okay
oh okay
tema Takrade Kumasi that triangle but we share the way you dey dan be share spaces na stores bi CCC enti Ghana 40 years na e be kro no atete
but me tata nti mpenifo munim ana munim no mo pese omo ye aban akwa aban ba unu anom e wa ben
me feel say me feel say you know I mean I'll say it it's almost like the communist way of doing things. The more we impoverish you, the more we are able to, you know, suppress you, control you, suppress you, you know, kind of manage you the way we want. Because you see, exactly. US now. Trump doesn't have his way. Trump he will wreck America. But the developmental agenda for America has been set before I be on Rankasa Yewono. And to Nyawo Wabreso and to Trump or Kasano Bosono, no another way governor be another state no can be chileno. So jadi o can no twatwa. Because resources in your state now. I want to mean yet. And that is what worries us. Because we are in 1992 constitution, yeah. To me, you have Ghana has a Uyinyamia. Okay, on earth, on Ghana, the president of the republic is God. Yes. Here. Yes, in Ghana.
He can appoint and do anything.
He in Ghana. In Ghana. And so that you know that the president so Okase na you have to sleep. Okase you have to run. And so me the say, you can on appoint IGP, CDS, appoint Munyina. And to me the say, sir, political agenda no, so you free honey and no national agenda. I no the taxpayer. What we our expectations in 50 years. Why? I mean, look at how old Tema is. Do we have another second Tema?
No.
Even the Tema, the only Tema we have, we've destroyed it. Are you telling me, say, successive leaders don't know what Tema used to be?
Okay.
They know. But unfortunately, like I'm saying, why, for instance, I mean, I would say that, look at the issue of your kind of saying, is it the chapel you musi or is it chapel and I say cathedral? Is it the
cathedral, national cathedral?
The national cathedral. It's something that worries me. Miankasa, I raise the questions that why can't we even have, for instance, the Ministry of Defense in the north? Have the Ministry of Energy, the Ministry of Energy in Western region. And take it there. You take maybe the Ministry of Agric to Kumasi or maybe Brongahafo region. Distribute these things. Once you do that, you are redistributing wealth.
Because who can say earlier about distribution of wealth? But a reporter or Western region and come Charles Ejri, a reporter or Western region said the Yakasa Yatete MC or second data credit room. Now, for suspect is a better COVID-19 and be a better confirming near one got and some my year can battle security of a battle I bet on 2020 infrastructure Ghana quite ensure can near especially baby and cofodium betono Nina a COVID related only baby pa and I'll be Reno and now Reno so very likely say ube free Charles Emma Aquaba
Mejodo Munivisia
Charles on where they
Yame Adomo Yamada chain.
Na Charles, the editor no cross MC in a film.
No quite papa de MC or how Honorable Anthony KK Sam with him or any da nimble around there 6 day no na KK Sam or the film.
Now, Pocho, or no quite there. The month of work and what's the COVID-19 in no kun or no cry.
So far, ne ever had and some truffle na ejumaya 4 hours you want to be pre narano. Damuna wakaka yare twende oye Ghana Health by no so other confirmation baba but since I don't know ori so far no yen yanuma yen hwehwem na ada akwaye onori ya akwaye no kwarbe ya baka da be 99% na yen dey papa no ne driver the confirmation but then the driver enye bi beginning no hona Wenyan and say that the driver attested the driver what kind of driver no was suspected the way you be now according to men kasani PR and uncle for no what the driver no one no no testing negative later now another result by or the driver in positive iti damono no all there woman or honorable so of test. From the time about 2 weeks and 3 weeks ago, yesterday honorable local test na wabano. That time in honorable KK Sam Wambejuma. Later, na in Kraba de honorable ni Yaribanumu Ayeden or the Naroko or the Nako Accra University Hospital. Into there no na any de yara. Obi yi obi no so oyeri bi COVID-19 ni bi or the voice message by and there honorable wage no efi wo ho an hour ago then wave him baby maka there wa quarantine wage no efi wo che the wave him but your boy pini na family and dare yanka say yenye ebusuafo ne ba so no so presenter one of the radio stations Watakrade no so oji leave for 2 weeks or quarantine no nti ye bisa no tade ono de na some okay kire in some trouble the ne papa or pneumonia na or that serious monam do odefim but information na ofi Accra Hospital University Hospital be kan yan saying there papa no baby a wo quarantine for ho no we mu wo yi ni fi wo wada na bay nti so far na de with all this analysis no yen meyebaka de ye nyimpa de papa no yerba ni bina okun
oya asem na adipo oye yi but ye ba hwe de ye botumi a confirm wo Accra ha de na oya ban nyipa nto ore etumi nyi kodwo ponkro makasa ye hwe de wenya confirmation de bibi dem but asemi den no fa na obey takwade na sekudefo wata ma ana rumors na what is their reaction to this?
Takrade de yabakade so far na de sekunde ha ne sekendi ana sekendi takrade ha de yabakade everywhere obiala ati no obiara so yenye na akasa na pay radio na de awa ha de na nyimpa wonam komi na obiara na asam all kan de yereba ni bi ekunye nyimpa nti oda we careful nti efa kroma Afia ebohu de kroma aye din pa takrado for pa de last time ebeka de kan wo radio TV do de takrado for mfa oye demo protocols ni nyejuma obiara ye mo pe but say siara sere for kroma ebohu de obiara edi obiara obofo ka bia wa hye no smart obiara tried over distance no because mayor nankasa no dey ya no na only the crusade on cheli bia mpo ochiche nyanu gbodi bia no mu de amanfo be obey social distance no no efimi dia no no dey wo so wo hwe ye ntisa kroma ayi din pa obiara le ka mayor no ho asam ewa hade
yo no Charles me enda wase papa yenu abema Charles yete ne nka frita krade achese awe ho sempa na asi e wo honom no ye be confirm from yera kojo ponkoba yeni ya say yeni kojo ponkoba be chichu nkoba ba onim se covid no MC ya say me kra yenya confirm ye kra no ehu aka parliament amenra parliament pa majority leader ni minister for parliamentary affairs honorable chairman Sabonsu kra fedie ono obeka ya asem honorable Mutaka Mubra kedno am frɛ no o se ono ohun se odibem o se asem na mkoka o ya be ya test e wo parliament ye ka so obi anye test ni bi no ono Mutaka Mubra be ka se ebi manya bi ana on betia ze kan no tum ona abeche so obi anya bi wasem obi anya bi kwa confidential issue wo na abeka ana Mutaka se yo still me say enkofo anya bi o se o kan no tum ana o kan na no tum eno a yera chairman Sabonsu call parliament o say MPs any central for ni be attest positive na parliamentary staff but the ehun ne say omo person be self quarantine e wo dem ti omo da be adwuma eyesa so na wo expose omo aka na omo nyenye bie no ti e be ko parliament ye ne honorable Alhaji Mutaka Mubra ka be twetwe nkomo nkoso ne constituency asewase na ya hwe say going forward ne be den ya ye protecting na we po ye mahye bedwomo na say de yewra benata na all kano hwe abonten ankrofo da abonten nsi opetepe akra na covid ma ye nsi opetepe na ayem hihia ba sase ebeyiri ebekum krofo junta disaster ketue iba ye hwenipa ekum momo ye paaki nipa gukie mu eti se de sabe emo a ye kokum momo amemo kowe ene covid abe still eye ho te say normal abidi ensiye de na ebetimi a opani na wo na opani adam boda wo na wo kasa na meko opani se abe confirm se MC kra unconfirmed report say be say no and awonye because some say it was confirmed say ne friends and the driver no kra nya bi how serious ne tackle your national agenda issue o ka ho asemi
you know like I'm saying the leadership the COVID team omo bomb humodin but I think that enke hu be hia senka in terms of the agenda with regards baby are free baby are aba bedui ke se etumi system kakra because emra sesa wo hwa omo mo ye test no na onibi then the driver no no nhwe da nibi I believe say enke hu be hia say sa noma we nyina nke be sua ye be will learn from this the ones they suspect you they ask you just do self quarantine member adwuma but see aye ka say everyone says if it's a war situation now the commander in the western region, they can say Takrade, he's gone. And if the commander is gone, what then happens to Omoa Mudinechino? Mema Ibusiani Nina Yako. But mine is that, and one other thing, I'm COVID, so I covered the area we enya cry and say, a day be confirm me say who be. Till the day Omubeto, there are two things. It does say Omubeto. And I say, Sebi, you don't come back home again. From that time na till so be fear na so be kono ebusuanfo kra ehun kra bi
even your body
they won't see you o hwe you can say the monk omo a sabi omu sie emunu na ade no said your address na no be so as if so they are working in some nuclear plants
but penny mama ko honorable Mutaka Mubra ko but say me saka nti pacho metan ba o sia Alhaji Mutaka Mubra minority chief whip ewo parliament onuko ya so ye penny kese a oye mrahye bedwani ewo asamanke asonase ewo kumase obeka ya asemwe one ekopagya ba ewo parliament ye nhwe yie afede odi be mama nkofo say ye close parliament now Alhaji anope ya mwachi o
Major so many of them.
Alaji who ya constituency there?
They are me na mo so.
Na Alaji who show say COVID abe we fi Accra constituency.
Oh, there be say they are ebusan or ana sebio. Samso guso esi o constituency. We MP also oh and no answer obey ahwe. Say we make sure say you are using the masks, you are using your hand sanitizers, washing your hands frequently. We will answer. Now, baby, I'll go beyond what he said, social distance, the wall. Until you could try, you find it now. You heard it there, I mean, to be.
But Alaji Mambusa, I know what page of voice Kakrama, and I ain't told Papa. Parliament, I say me and Ra, or Unia Bema, honorable chairman Sabusu, too, just say a bit of matter possible Parliament, but one person be a bet not demon. What is our seminal?
Well, many about said the maintain one casanum, but minimum be brief, frame. Say ye, as some now kind I got done and none see our chamber of parliament. My daughter said they were just to say, when say it be more envy. The crummy, I mean, even though maintain the voice and who quite our fast so I can't, dear. But Mama Mera, because Sebu didn't not identify not make canon. Say, may yes, I'm good parliament in the Masano, and no Nabano. Because I don't buy no. What can say? The American minimum and American once I'm near just 2 days test, Wednesday, Thursday. And I'm saying, you can no. Say you leadership, the side, you will move just a mobile man, if I did a cost of you. And to the rest of days, I hear test me no. Yeah, you name the SC. But I'm reliably informed. Say, still, and no, a bit of the count, as our cost. But you are there wouldn't you don't have the evidence. I mean normally me person me can once. But we you and was a MFO. Say initially say what can say it be NDFO. The what can say there be and no correct because me no know ye na ye wo ho na ye kan say na afi. Internet me hu kwan also ye di Saturday we see every ankwa said you were more to Abamaya now, more Mutriaka. I was a magan of way because a bit me a bois stigmatization a warrior communities. Said the bear will be able to parliamentarians go testing, one more testing and go more munyano. They are going through the protocol anyway, and yet said we are there if we be say, Hobana say, or beauty dream, Nancy contact is in a bar say, I'll say, you're called testina. Won't boom. But the a bema stigmatization of cry, I can say. Ama said you uncle cry, but you say, Yadewi, and you know, and that's exactly the echo to say. Now, the enemy Japan say, one all be year, no, I'm a coca say, and crown. Was one day when maybe I mean, I'm because I didn't know one more contact be directly. It did that it will be a no with him, be it is say they didn't know me.
It's honorable, but you have to so because COVID, amamo moye mrashe bedwa moto wonom atemo to kra say mwadwuma nheda nya 100% eno kra in fact in terms of ahweyie ene ahonidi ahote amamo to adadi
ba nipa no bedibim because to kwani aminim wo hwe chamber no me ma ya from leadership meetings steady be ya ye be close to parliament you close to parliament na tem bia bibi a ehia pa beba no na ya babia 1 day and 2 days na ya fa kwatena fi instead of say the city because it mean about sanitizers and the kaka no wo ye chamber no nkonya no ye nyi bi sa the city no sa na da so ete se bi o fa lift na o be din sa be ka o so de oba be ka ho and who the fan say the bia no corridors back na ina ye fa it was we were just overexposing ourselves. But unfortunately, so the Yamano sem your crewman. I going to be Biano, I done minority majority. I done NDC MPP. And you know, Uka, Sebu, Papa Kra, Abba Womukrana. Once I wouldn't free the same side in it, and no kind of offer. Me, say, majority leader, 8 years, and now you move be air canal. Bianca, and do be a year. Now say, look, to say, one more also isolate two or more. Young isolate two or more. Now, contact tracing. Also, we we also call for an investigation. Because almost say, because at the end of the day, now, almost say, oh, Oma isolate MPs, and Moguso are more contact tracing. Me won't be saying MPs now, Obia no, can say, you have contacted for contact tracing. Meaning say, either say, Oma your contact tracing, no cry. And I say, asem no wo mo butu so wo mo kata so enti MPs na anani staff na wo mo nya no kra no they are not sure say wo mo isolate wo mo because you isolate nipa na then nipa na etimi sa ba pio me just say we say o man bia say bio wo mo ni abre de o mo ye anka they should call for parliamentary inquiry say ye den na ebi mo nya isolation no wo ma isolate because wo isolate me muntaka you have to be monitoring. Debiano said, who isolated me cry, me and me fee cry now. Also, Debiano, who contact Bia, with me, who acquire with me, as I said, Debiano will fee. Even me fee and I me one. Also, with me, who say, Sebio, me or then Bia, men fan stra, me yet name and quala, near a bushia with you. And you know, way it questions the integrity of even team now, or more. Isolation and contact tracing. And for me, we have very, very significant thing. A tray, prefer the echo our mind. Many about me ba kumazi. Meaning, Obia, the consensus, woo through COVID 2 weeks ago. A Busani say, Obia be uncontactable. Nipa mensa, almost no contact tracing. Me did not also frame Minister of Health, precisely the Deputy Minister for Health. Ebona mane wo hye mo bo se wo mbedi huduma menu aba menu ka se minim se bia etina na ombe hya se o se etina ombe hya se o even though let me admit family back there o maka na say ya frɛ omo but is that how the work is supposed to go say obi timi wu se bi wa e hospital we say COVID mo ko ye supervised barrier na 2 weeks munye contact tracing. Wait, prefer the echoes of Parliament and say this is exactly what is happening across the country. And we, the ASU of Parliamentary, give us a very, very clear opportunity. The Parliament, ever found into Mapa Afra, also Parliamentary inquiry on Saturday week. And to know what more munya no. Why in the free or more money? Why in the question say more isolation? Why no one you free or more on contact tracing? Because me call is mean because Parliament no sebio se me muntaka manye bia ye wo meeting mako Mines and Energy Committee meeting mako Finance Committee meeting mako leadership meeting meetings debre enti enko ba say so be me contact tracing na any person on the other side you in front for contact tracing it's not possible but me be say me no ma me no more side no obia no waka say your friend for contact tracing no a staff is so ya ken wo mo ani staff a wo mo serve yi na either say nipa no distribute other people ne voting proceedings and I say nipa no clerk to your committee a wo ko tinemu and I say nipa no to chamber wo chamber staff and all that and yet no contact you mu be no me nya hu member bi a ka say your friend based on contact tracing say oh, asimesi say we don't know etina the same meeting tea. You per say bia you share also na bia also self isolation. Obia no cancer. This cause clearly that team na omo yeduma no. Omo yeduma ni because you know I can bet you say because of lack of contact tracing. Me ba constituency. This is one of the major concerns. Baby ameko bia no I try to use to speak to the people say look this is rare. I did we very, very, very rare. But the Omo can say I don't Omo can hear no crowd. I don't know. Nipane wu through COVID. Now 1 week, 2 weeks when your contact tracing. And this is common sense now more edikama. And because they say Edinam say, oh, I don't know the Omo say yedi, Omo say the and the amount nipa bebre ayokra omo titifie. I can bet you nipa omo me buy weekend nipa omo from Wednesday, me more consensus to Nura. Nipa omo wu ofi, me minim, omo 5. Omo ko hospital, and they died in the house. And because of COVID, my comments, they don't want to even take the cost to the hospital for any postmortem. And no one said, no, I think this calls for a public concern. One, I will say, what do you call it? The public health department in almost every municipal. I also more check the rate at which people are being buried from the what do you call cemeteries. I am confirmed call hospital from Afia. We need to be serious because look, I can sebi yare nim what we are thinking. When you be our teacher, when you nipa koko, when you nipa tuntu, when you makwala, when you pay. Sebi even do paying for pan and then how much say. And nim NPP and nim NDC. So ye say oh ye be kataso. But ya me famba. I don't do some we nim obia adewe a bit me me. Na sebi idea I will bit me avoid it. It is better we avoid it early. My fine yes say oh bibi there him. I don't say the majority of the watch man the voice or back can correct. They say the CI now mature.
And over said that
say they are mature.
And the allergy over said that no.
And they say why close parliament there be a hano. But first in the CI no mature. That time it was I mean why are we doing this to ourselves? Look at Burundi. Burundi wouldn't say Ade buy. Oh, I know cry. Oh, they do more than vampire. No more Gusu rally. No more Gusu rally. Also, I'm president. They're saying in my mail. A Pusiano Bibri, Nipa Bibri in Burundi are dying. What kind of recklessness is that? Some of them say, I don't think that would be right. I will say, you dream on my Sebu. Say, even after the election, there will be another time for us to say, it is better to be alive to see the election than to tintin say because of election tea. Now you don't do election and then I mean, I don't think that's fair.
More political parties now would do anymore. We are very senior member of NDC. More bet to me a to mama. Voters register kwana muntu minjintu. Bet me a to say COVID no say menoka say akọ 11,118. Yeah, starting program near new 11,000. Say 11,118. Mo bet me about
to that's the exact number.
Well, this is what official
and the desk. Fine, because of official here, fine. Yes. And Minaba, I perfectly agree with you. Maybe I can't be said. My majority whip. And Dambuchi, one minority whip. I can bet you Minaba, you can call him. I've always insisted. This mentality say, when you are in the majority, we yesterday will be it's not right. Yes, there are cancer. Why is you persuasion? What try to build consensus? Nobody say, look, we do on political unity. Me no want to agree. But at all times we need to reach out. But who majority leader of the parliament, so I can tell say, look, democracy is about majoritarian rule. And you know, Tembian or Bayan said or not, he doesn't give a dime. You can go and bend the seat. None the posture, none the composure. ASA. Where empire, the honor can, that's the final. One changing our dream. He does what who is or no Becata. And one saw the on the open and obey. Anytime if you want to wish at Timbiana, no, there's no consensus building. Upa, Jamaican, be a political reasons, be a Dambozi because of one kata. You will chamber Mona say you could print addendum. I will never print an addendum on to say, make a me comfortable with me. That time minority leader change. So we are back. Even though it's not on the other paper, but see a Sena and get addendum. Now you did become be also the way the man and my infant church and so we then into Monque, then we'll go and do it. And then what chamber? Near chair addendum 1, your addendum 2, your addendum 3. Wouldn't Massa, Yena, majority. We decide what we want to do. With that kind of poster, how can you build consensus? With that kind of poster, how can you build consensus? Oh yeah, dear. You think that would why you watching say no person we no. Sa no be no won't you be how can you build consensus? This electoral commission can I'm obia take a swim end no. Me catch say blame no farmer or more by more. Because who are to me no, you need to lean back to try to carry the people along. But who turn up and say, look, my man in the best mayor and the mayor. And look, this is about election. It's about power. Oh, who tell me where power lies? Then I can show you, say, even though me made that form. Sebu, me so me ben abobo no sin because we know who now. That's what is happening. And I can bet you we need to start building consensus now. Because we have a constitution now. It has not made provision for the extension of the tenure of president. I mean, a lawyer. And I always admit this. I only read. And I talk to me or more said you or more in the lawful Ekasapa. But I can tell you, there's no any provision. Yes, Parliament provision in case of emergency. So into COVID, is it an emergency? In my view, yes. Because what is the emergency? Be a Ghana will be or might be air or more to bomb. Or more to bomb and at the end of bomb on a kum croffer. It's killing people. Emergency be a so I After a crying then and so no kum croffer. What is COVID doing? COVID is also killing people. And it could do be I mean the emergency COVID will be an emergency.
Okay.
It's also in a state of emergency, who will be ascended the tenure of Parliament.
So Alaji, before Mubeba Parliament, what is the way forward? Any more register cases of Parliament? Ordinary people cross to could do 11,000. What's it about on a bay and can postpone? But there's also campaign who create our constituency. Campaign you. Unianama Kenya who flow beer or number constituency. We now show COVID. But again, once more sign I don't know to say you are not living by example. MPs need be a shown seat and to be a campaign our constituency.
Many about me so my main correction. Men cast it and postpone this year's election. Me say yes starting building concern because said I didn't think on. Yeah, your mona then a different and similar.
Okay.
We will be forced to take that decision. But it's true honestly I'm building consensus. So how can you then take that decision? And by for now, no once I say that we are all being hopeful. Say, you remember who your mobile not be no you have to be preparing. Won't even chance to say, oh, who say I don't be different same. Now you postpone election team. You will not be here. Now apart from the we are NPR, and you can ask this from our constituency. It is not possible, say me, Busumi best started from the beginning of the month to the end. Since I'm being MP, 16 years in it. Say Busumi best started from the beginning of the month to the end of the month. Now, member constituency. It is not possible. Okay. Because me representing governor, and remember, I have to be back to listen to them. And I know, David and me, regardless of whether it's election year or not election year. But obviously, election year, you double, double, and triple. Constituency. But I bet you, even because of this COVID, I'm not able to come to a constituency as frequent as open me feel say. Said that first Ankaba no pay me feel na yama. Say that be makama do na say look, this is not the time I also will sram me. Bibini and no office. Office or no, yeah, making sure that there's social distancing. There's a lot of protocol. You just come and greet crash me. And you know, no be at him as say, oh, if you there, no one say who couldn't feel. But even with that, oh, Baku be about there, but and this is Kanina and Cabana, sorry, not here in Ayamano. And this just because of the COVID. And the COVID Nangasano is restricting Yoma ye baby. But I don't just say, maybe this is even the time I also obeying conference. No who challenges our especially with this COVID. Said the bear open one and more. Also, motto because let's say I'm preparing to give out a lot of face masks to some of the groupings. Now, Martha, I returned to Accra. I think that Parliament today, I'll see a can't nuclear. Look, with the Abbey, nothing a short say. I'll say you're close to down Parliament for at least that 2 weeks to allow say break of that then re-fumigate the house. I was still closing down the house for 2 weeks. So that, so say as well, my daughter, I can say, if you more, Yakas or Montenegro, me didn't say, you yank me for Mutin and Fan Tuja. But at least both sides of the house should know all the people. Because welfare, whips, they are in charge of welfare. It's the main honorable chairman. I want the majority with me. and our deputies, we should know all the people without necessarily putting out their names so that we will ensure, say, they will not be in that house. Together with the staff. Because as whips, in charge of welfare, we need to know. But I don't know who we knew. Now they say because of the American kind of ground, they say the young boy a man the ever COVID. You think that is right?
Enti alaji na
also kind of correct.
But enti alaji na purchase ba ko na o kan na majority leader nim say ebi mu attest positive but because no person CI no mature nti na o share da be kan say enye no kre no ho.
Maybe a question I made sir. Because apart from that political, who the name here, now, or person will see it after now. I'm only asking questions. Say, it is time I it was because of the CI. Because not me who the entire not all the majority leader will see it after now. It didn't make sense to me. So why was he trying to hide that information? Because you and I yet to say. And I said, you leadership on a better Wednesday, no, MP Baku staff Baku, and a Thursday, no, MP Baku staff do me no 12, and therefore, yes, a staff on the 13, and an MP's menu, and to total 15 for Wednesday, Thursday, a train, Friday, as I be a Thursday, Friday, and knowing now results, no, so, what could be one, they say, yeah, I said, fine, if that's how you want to run the house, it's up to you. It's up to you, and I say, I do house of I can say ebru eja etum kesia pop and then what pop wa be kan okre we don't run a country like that
and
we don't run an institution like that
nti alaji going forward the elections see we mo di adwen to possible say parties ni am betimi aya adwen say ye postpone abato because even voters register kra no ya more than 1 year muntumi nya adwen wo ho nti possible say experts are say COVID one we be beyond numbers e hu mo betimi aya adwen am e postpone the election and I say di ncho no kwa ya ka say we de yam to ebonya sa kofo ko twomu di kwa na fe numbers na ko eso
well said the big catcher obia wonu tumi kura no wonu na wo create the filter mo betimi atena akasa wonu so na also the first gestures so minua say wo opposition but and now we anyway me didn't say yenye say woman also make it that platform sabi obi a opposition we be there for president or umbrella maintenance but the other way can happen the president can't say look mpabon na yi na ebo say adewi nyame bebo ayi na anu bebro ebeko from but sabi ye dream papa no also ye dream for me my amen famba sa adewi e could do November. Now they will an umbrella, you be anything. Now you now start to try to because I mean, Mpabone in a yebo, but I can bet you, say, you know, you heard the started from China, I call Europe, I call North America, and then South America, Mexico, money, Brazil, they are there a year. I mean, a year bomb, I say, I remember Africa. So they will be Africa, Sadia. And my dream because say for example they be American say me constituency we share the vicinity kitty they buy to over 400,000 it would mean is very dense and I didn't penny a densely populated areas because want me observe social distance we call if you back or more dry back and a toilet near back and Jana put be this one in answer line we be social distance or and the we could toss out the how can you protect Woma Akano? So dear, Uncolansu, Diagro, we are a dime BM. And you know, who you demono. Now, Bano won't be fun can them because Sebu single room. Obe compound or go Diagro, Obe we are waiting, Obe. And you know, yeah, can also take a day with you because I didn't be way more. Rapid, you know, said that then a bay more devastating. And Zimbabwe also in a but may 2 amampa because I always say, I saw any Masalati Grammo handed. Not Parliament 275 or more than what you are. What example are you giving? I staff you over 1,000. They be ane akwat now. Now say omo dey omo. And they be omo TV now. Who can tell us that any area on say there be enya no kwe because no kwe anka parliament and to hosa.
Okay. I may end out because housing dey in fact your housing and planning experts will have say and no COVID no ne adan ni baby ni penny. They are very interested say odo constituency be kan ho say ye kan Ashanti region baby I be ka say Islam obi be bo constituency dey aka nipa dose wo na yeso impedifo aka ne ha dada say politics nti ye ntumi nye adansie mu adwuma ye pa manyo 70 that be oba akra ye no ba be boss an komo ne ahwe say going forward no alaji wanya hwe kra no e wo sa so wase uja odi nto wonom na ye hwe kwan e betimi ahwe na housing problem betimi ahwe na ya service ade no na anya te so saglami NDC affordable housing president for politics na doso ye ma long term solution nti wo de oban kran ya mpacho yo ya da se bebre alaji muncha ka mobra ka ya mrahye bedwani e wo aso so beton pese ane so onuko ya majority minority chief whip e wo mrahye bedwam abusia fogu so a wo hwe live e wo critical issues e wo UTV ya nane ye homra ne ba na afa ya babe me no ka se ya nsu agemu won kran enti ye kran ye te ship house pa nsu ni gemu a ye nyina ye te gbugbugbugbugbugbu sa bro bi su obi ni yem rim e wo akra tudu kumase ba bi sanse nsu yiri edne ko say the odwene nsuo na efa nneema no ko no but the COVID issue emmemu ade e be che no enno ane nnenko na 500 cases plus abeka ho nsuo no to akwakosi June July August cases sene ba abeka ho mi wa ya dwen nya elections abato ebeto ye ba sesi ane aba beto aso Abusa for example akwa baba live UTV critical issues and no pay ye de atwa mo hane ye fema Afia Pokua nemene yera Bernard Abeku Arthur me name and afi yera bona ene no mo nyina etwetwe nkomo ye hwe security election 2020 ye hwe matters arising election 2020 ne ya covid abai and most importantly structures na yenwa bema openikese Arthur aye research into party manifestos and wa hwe niema nkofo hia nanso manifestos in cover emu ba ko ene adan ene ya covid abaya bebe da bonti enuti ene yenya 11,000 plus cases said era adam bonaka ye uni baabi obeda so beda bonti ana ensuo tutoyi mo ho na mo hyede mu a ba ko obi no de befre mu a enura ne nenkwa over 500 cases na chese mu nyina wanya bi no ena alaji mutaka mu bra ka se o kan se MPs enye bieni ye be che ne re enso ne aba betodwa se MPs obi afede ono bu cheme sa bonsu na aka nanum asem se ye friend say enkofo bi o mpese o mo isolate alaji mutaka mu bra so ono ane so awia ena ebo no na so minister a ono na hwe parliament adwuma eso ono bu cheme sa bonsu aba homa no so se asema yera mutaka mu bra ka ye no one ne nya adwene enye no wachia no honorable penny anope ya mwachi o
me Josephia
mbacho ho ya de
ho ye
na mbacho wo constituency ana wo nkran
me wo Kumasi
wo Kumasi na openi unu abema alaji muntaka se mo amuso no mawia na ebo mu no esan so obeka asem se covid e bi wo parliament mutiniti se nya no kre na de ndien o se na afede wo na Eduacho parliament he didn't say that exactly but was he Eduacho and the original parliament ka se bi enye bi na omo person be self isolate
you be just here na nipa se on person o kan okra you be ade kan wonye waso se wutie ni enra obi a wutie mu mra se beje fi o man ka se MP bi enye bi Afia o pramo ko fast man kan na mum ti mum gama yana fonti eso bia we ya asumbra che a we na gbin se on de nokure on pe nokure ti e na odi ho adanse ni e ba tane ya obeka se ntidi enye bi no na e nokure sa o mo ko ya ko bo ni pe bidin empia ono odi na woda na one ne busuafo eji omeni kakra odi na woda omko bo ni din na no kure bi ani enti ba ko se bi ono so wawo oba akora atua ne nufu ano omo de din koto ho se wonye bi eno kure bi ani de ewia na abo me ne wo hifa ndam cho ye emrashe be pie adwuma anya amanyosem enye party fem na wa be kika sanse no obi nkwa asem yeka aso be kan fia da no eye mpanimfo na e ka se hona ye wono ye nhyehyeye no ama ye testing no ye kan se emma mpanimfo no ye ni aye ban dafo main majority leader minority leader speaker of parliament clerk to parliament ye can say emma omo medical officers no be testing obi an ka bibi an so bi BBC a omo na sankrofo ni ninkomo e oponechi enti asema omo ne betu dwa se MPs genye bi no Afia na nye no kwe be na mesi a kire se omo mbo mu din no e be da bi pe fi se omo kan na nye no kwe eno afi no ye kan ho asem mo ba se be gem na ye se nkofobia manchemu se omo ye MPs ana se omo ye staff ana se omo ye journalist ana se omo ye officers parliament ho e wono ekuo ebeye 9 e ho MPs no ho enna staff omo so service system no omo so ho journalists in central for need the go for so omo so ye no mo na tie omo so ho di officers, police for fire service for nyina mo ho ansana auxiliary staff no service for national service for research officers are more ka mainstream staff no na so nyina aka ho bi nti na nsanne and on Becca Train say, doctor, any no, Becca Train say, one more on the testing. Almost say, one more knee and go for be some would drink more. A fat test on the year, unfortunately, no, that and go for no Kenya, I'm not tested positive. No more frail or more, common fat. My friend, it be a broom trade. I get test messages or monfa. Indeed, doctor no you him. The doctor no or his no. And also, while Moody cry said there, say, or Nick Clark no, and a dinko more. Which is a sound and cofono, Mobejuma. And I'm back at say. I same say, Naba, you come boy and I'm saying. It is an American movie and movie in general, so you give me a watch. Now, you be catcher, say, I think see. Now, and tea, a more from 1 month. It didn't about ye medical officer no. I'm also say, Chira Fred, Sankofono. Still a month. You must send the test message to Monfa. Now, most Mrs. say, Sankofono, a Parliamentary. And tea, ye shape fire. You know, Becassa, a ma, a dear, be a while. Afia. Number be friend say string number. If any the string number is from a month. It be a nunti and a month. A ma test number results are back. A debate and I couldn't now to still a mobile. Indeed, no say for crime is no mocha. If you'll be a team, you know, man can say MP in any B. And a man can say staff in any B. And a man can say journalist. And a man can say officers. But they can't able to say, one more in your beer, I must send you more text messages. No, I say from 1 month, I must send you more text messages. I must say, I more ha, or my yaka, or my sibby. So, indeed, yes, sir, one say, or more in fee a demo on commons or copy say, I'm going to go for bidding commona, share on my film. Answer.
But honorable leader, any strange says, as uncle for no my identify or more. Other as majority did or mamma or listen, now only on my engage you 1-on-1. Chance floor no sumum na now baby make his statement. And Tina and Coffo baby reading means any a Pasca or a Mashebe Jumo.
Yeah, my catcher will say, will be medical history. And yet, any panoa pimoa. In fact, and spread it. One say, Bakuya by year. I feel Cobalt and Yanacrim. Think of me, or would listen to me. And then Cadian Baya. Think of Rebecca. I didn't create my chimneys. Say, Monsignor Credy, and I walk and moving on with the Omabuli.
Baba Honorable, as Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, who swear oath of secrecy. Indeed, there's a certain level of information be a ubetimienya. Because the president can, we are not in normal times. And at the end, so any papa once I'm now okay.
We are in the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs, Parliament and she Ministry, Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs is part of the executive. That is Parliament and also as an arm of government. The Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs, we are Parliament and also Parliament name share a. What I say, there are two distinct.
But are you saying you won't swear oath of secrecy into some mouse information now?
The swear oath of secrecy for the ministry. You're part of the executive. But let's not stray from the issue. No, the ambition is to do and say, as a man can and run. Man can say MP Nanya, and a man can say staff in Nanya, and a man can say a friend saying. The officers maybe and also journalist. Man kasa. They make kind of say Muntaka be sisu you as a may MPs need maybe. And now you can and say me admit say MPs need. The chair will say as I'm a kind had no such meaning.
Okay.
Man kasa say MP in it is all no per se or can I send MPs in the onka. My mom say me and no as I'm a kind of say actually say MP.
Okay.
And
the honorable leaders they say okay say inclusive parliament because senkamutie and na okay say at the end ya jinsemo a because was social distance could be in course of parliament konwada da no na mote so nti say see a wan kasa kra ba ba jatum say ebinu manya bi Everyone says MP kura na said okay one can say nti ka mun close parliament because of suspect say na anu dey nti ana mun pese mu jintu mu because na mun pese chinchini asia ne macho
Afia maybe can catch you say omo di omo esa cheche mo so no e turned out say asma no mo kan na nyene kure nti and they desperate say inclusive parliament down na Afia o ye adwuma wo UTV nti nyame mpenwu chichiri e chana de chi okoye test na yare de bi nga sembra ye chana de say people ku enya coronavirus disease idia nti inclusive peace FM down
okay meto na say
I mean we eno se finiva ye wa bamfo ene wo maimu sojafo omo barracks o barracks no enipa be 20 therefore the 20 of the soldiers over barracks in barracks including them we asem we ababele asema ba yare abane se ko omayen hwe kwan be fa so akon everybody should be concerned but it should not be a matter be leading to vain talk and what
yo honorable leader, you know what I say,
now say what can say the more the economy francho and a susudia. Who see if I grant another corner?
A francho ana me fia peja.
Who fia peja?
Aye.
I see minimum that. As some of the board for soon.
Aye, say I me fa ohorno na makomikrum. Tina se mbesin ko me besin ko ye me wo fa ye na me fa o. Oh.
Eh so na afia na apeja ehone akurufrom na bronco ne aduman ehone na Assemblies of God wo ena de nase nti na ye ko hopa so na wo so ba yenzo ebi
I see any onim me wa for wusu ansa me bo a
fi ho achi nti menkai
onkai ha
edu na me hunu so na me hunu
unim no pa former judicial secretary nti unim no
usanza
ai
usanza ya offer
ai
so usanza de wo bom so
ai ofia peja o ofia peja kwan no kra on na be ye
okay ehoye yi sasa kwan no so
kode free kode kwa peja kwan no on na betwa to so mai
na me ka se bi ofi sasa
David
okay
we kwa bri ni pa so na mama me no ase nti wo ba parliament anu afre say de e was ye ma protection
ye ba meni
ai e was ye ma protection na de e koro de ehu ye da se bebre ye da se yo honorable majority leader ene minister ya ono na parliamentary affairs so honorable chairman sabuzi ne na twetwe nkomo so honorable muntaka mubra kasem okan no nya no kre MP bia enya bi onkan se MP bia enya bi nanso alaji muntaka mubra kase onyankopon na yi wo so ai ena oyi omanwe wo musin ade ni bi wo parliament we leave it to parliament ebi wo na musi eniwa se mo amasem se bi ni ho so na muntaka so ka se bi wo wa mo na mo te parliament ye nti obi ye de ye hwe ho so yi ugo so a wo hwe live o UTV nti betime do adwen chaba wo follow ye live o Facebook and YouTuber despite media and I say UTV Ghana now do adwen chaba che se bi no made wo mo adwen che abada do pani na na wo ansa na ye call interviews no eso minister obaka say leadership confusion and I say problem say they handle COVID here parliament ko abenya ne chefa wo
me nwanwa say leadership can say omo leaders no you know there seem to be some confusion you know mentime ho ase bi ebru ewo ye can say parliament because utie de muntaka kan yi ene de ye nyina me ti bi nra in parliament em say nra na sa asem we e breaki ene de the honorable minister of in charge of parliamentary affairs chairman Sabunsu okan ye ya then you ask yourself where I mean it means that even the efforts we are putting in to fight COVID atosni because amongst omwankasa no because me him say parliament there enka ye kan de bia say parliament is the house of records and so enka sebi the honorable minister say or the okan ye no maybe he has to now attempt to explain which to me, Parliament should always speak or bring out issues without any ambiguity. Who here some bekasa, impenyimfo no bekasa, especially na yentimemufo no yatiase differently, because the entiasia sebi some of us had was that MPs ni bi anya bi, and are still on Parliament, and as staff ni bi nso anya bi, and are still on mobile. But now he's trying to explain, and so there seems to be make us a confusion, and the fight against COVID-19, because baby there is a member of Parliament ye tuaba amano so nko representative baby obe fine who bia within Ghana ha MP or na if among someone kasa no mentime ho ase mentime ho ase si ho dia na yen ayaka no sabi how we put our effort together in fighting this COVID. So ubisa mutaka ne onu ankasa with regards to mutaka na ubisa na about where with regards to
the possibility
say yeah, that possibility is there if the numbers are going up. There are two ways: either say the leadership will still say oh mun konko to abana by 2021 they na sabi you know dodo na will so go and vote or yan twensa ma me nto aba no but wohwemu a efutuo na mse dodo na say comma members of Parliament any EC boss no because numbers here cost you any processes or kind of saying abedadi sisi awohwe a there are two nyoma ye no edorso too much is it NIA national
obechichene cast
so people are collecting into the young fan say me nkase samra but young one say by the time on be check how many cars 15 million cards
enye 15 million enye obia na ebi o ma che bi dada
o the young fan say on be check baby 5 million there is no way about me catch me say on be check 5 million ni be wie no na sabi omo koje ye na bi amfa yare na mfifi ankoho ana so obi ankofo yare ni bi emfiri ho amafie every one so I say enkonko register for your kind of voters ID and no crown can no nti me de ne say adenti na yen hwe na yen sesa nyoma ni bi say de be ya ye ka say
that's some of the precautions are good for
na kana
yen hye
I mean isi ne de say o de enfa ne say aba be bo dompim e wa ha ship house enim ha say aba be register na enfa ne say let's say about 500 people are here to register o isi ete them ha the police if oba be gina so whip people into observing social distance. It's not possible.
Oh, but say police for you normally more trading COVID in my
what I'm saying is now let me vim lady so why him I mean the truth is that police if one ankasa are getting infected.
No, see.
But say no so sir you say it's not possible.
We don't Enisa ye fa bibia say
agro
na ya na
I will confronting
onyida ye fa bibia de o sande binum nya ye be na bi nti obi abenya bi.
Yes.
And only day and so there say yerbana benta no work at the war truths na obi abenyebi obi obokwakocho obenyebi. Okay. Azai de yedisi wonye there. Yerban ozember.
Yes.
No ozeba.
Okay.
And to say siana yehu ne numbers na rekosor. Me say say na 11,000.
11,000 yes.
So 11,000 no obepim wo hwa. You bought me a chair that you may pay.
Right.
So 11,000 about cost result. No, the yen share. Ubotum was a gufuma. Only my young conquer aggravate.
Exactly.
And see, Mr. Mama can then. Yen conversation, na yen kasai. On na either obey inflame zama, another over calm and zama. The tembia yama yen kasai as an ongina facts do. Fact ning ide. Nana answer. And see, Osta George. Numbers na koso.
Oh yes, exactly.
Insunu boto da akodama ma numbers na wakosoro. Anade insunu boto na insu numbers na nkosoro. Ni nyina ejina dam numbers ya fact ido. Nti Mr. De we don't need to stray into extreme politics.
Okay.
Let's stand on facts. Let's stand on the numbers and let's leave it to time for time to prove there. This is the right time for us.
Also, no, if we leave it to time, that time won't prove. Obodu hona as an acha.
So if by August numbers no okosor no Emmy most of the anka political parties won't vote to bomb they postpone the election.
No, I'm mama candidate. For now, as for election, it's far away. 7th.
Yes.
We 7th of December. We will still have how many? But some enum to get there. And mama candidate, the processes before I will get to baby at the time ever to aban. Because this year we have a number of police officers who have been infected. Even though Ahwana was one share, you know, the committee who are in charge of this police, friend and task force for friend and
COVID-19.
they are trying to ensure that you know the officers recover quickly. At least I think 2 of them have already died. Yeah, 2 of
police
them.
Officers.
2 police officers, but more. And
This
you
is
see,
serious.
more how I
police
there.
officers have died.
Yes, more how I
there. In nurses, about 168 nurses are tested positive, but 3 2 in central region, a crow or eastern region.
No, the numbers.
So and remember more how I there. And we testing regime no so saying. And so what what friend and contact tracers they come to take your sample. I think that's what they do. What bet your sample now? It takes about 2 weeks. I don't know if I'm right. 2 weeks or a minimum of 1 week. And to them police officers 2 were we before their test results came. So what it tells us is that as a country, even though we might have we cannot but the resources in terms of medical resources it's not there. And so then you collect people's friend samples. Today friend and this man at the moment we secondary friend and MC. We don't even know if COVID no couldn't because my work candidate it looks like the test results came later at the time it's my candidate. From now till the timer, you be what friend or young voters register and a marker can. By the time you be if the numbers go up, election, I mean everything. Why okay? They might not be there because then some of them might be infected. And so for me, let's not operate on a flat ground. There are a lot of factors that might hamper what friend that might spike, that might push the numbers up. And one of them is the rain, lack of accommodation. At the moment, what friend the mass testing. We mass testing. So if we stop doing the mass testing, and now you have to say you have headache or you have flu or you have some pneumonia or something, then no, our test. What it means is that people, there are a lot more people who maybe or be tested one.
Right.
Them Muntaka Ken in his constituency, people are getting sick and dying. And our friend then they have not even tested them. And you know within the Muslim community we are those people who would have to clean you up, what will be cool, or friend and burial site, all those people are likely to be infected. And so you should BBA and should BBA by the time let's postpone the election another year so for me, from now, let's begin to look at the processes leading to time we still operate like 2016. Go and register now. CCR no. The dynamics have changed. So that's what I think we should be looking at.
Mr. Bernard and Pochoshe, one research on what they want. In the manifesto, their politician, what did they say? Did they mention health, your friend infrastructure, baby obeda? And what the Honorable Muntaka Mubrak reviewed as a man about people don't even have places to sleep, proper places. To them, so how does that factor into COVID issue? No? And especially in terms of you better then you solve them problem because you problem. You better then you solve.
Okay. If you me that say a juma na ye no nzama be ye eson no opwe okay ozin kan hen national policy on housing ye will be abrante be minim ne pa oye jumazen and he pushed for the national housing policy to come into your housing policy ena menyim de ye wo bibi sofa slum upgrading ho na mom adza onzimu wo manifestos aye hwen enye de manifestos of them big political parties e bien nyina no wanko deep onko deep
Very surface.
onko deep nti if a manifesto no nefa policy nefa development program a NDPC aya e kan nyina de senyima onsise nyim ye nti na mankrofo pa chen de even on policy no yer koyenyim on housing na or the new manifestos no baba no woko deeper.
Okay.
Na woma nyimpa nya rehwemu de so what to abazem hona on housing no one yen enwado but woko deeper than what we have seen. Oba tackle issue of slums, oba tackle issue of urban regeneration. If a friend and what do you call it Gamashi side there are a number of warehouses that have been left by colonial period. People live in some of them.
Yes.
What about regenerating those areas?
Into proper accommodation.
Can do something.
And they are strong structures.
Say beautiful fresh baby I first masters. I saw it down across say won't use no. What turn into apartment? Eko Utrecht, Holland.
Okay, Utrecht.
I saw it done is apartment.
See, they are paps now. They are doing us. We are turning into apartments.
Even some football football teams are turning one training pitches into the Mazen. And say we want to see. In fact, people want to see political parties manifesto going deeper, not on the surface of national housing policy, but more by second one year housing financing.
It does not talk. Honestly, a problem.
Not talk. Nisika was
what do you see?
More do you see? More was there talk? More was there ye? Nyimpa will bring you access to housing finance. So them obia oton ekutu, oton plantain chips, obia otina store biana oye adwuma mu obi. Onyi baby papa da. Inti COVID be. Ona na namba na nukun another so nyukun another na boyfriend another na girlfriend na. What da no when yem shishim enti wo be den na won so enya access to finance from banks, non-bank financial institutions.
Mr. Benada onya because ekea yeah UTV wo yeah lockdown ehun ehun da na ye ko round ye nko focus ye hu dey poya na ekea mo from by 3 girls bi na ye hu
enyo
ye ko wo fie beginning yeah story na ya dwen ye there and public nya wo ye na mbo from bon na wo ka boy
any story
15 years ye di we chi ko won fie what kiosk a cropo the kiosk is sitting on a gutter osigata do so the kiosk is illegal too a cropo the ne maame ne boyfriend we tun because orinyi ono so kiosk wo dem no onye na wo chede so financing poka ho a on badu because they want too much. And to honor now what the state, no, in man no, or yet today other countries, what they were born there. There are some people, then want too much. Until this is what the state wants.
What even is coming out from this
the
one?
Research,
even now, on your day. Besides abandon banks, work go into arrangement and a non-bank financial institutions, no. And so, in fact, it's come out strong. Churches have money.
Oh yes,
they do.
They do
plenty of it.
And it can
taxes so.
It can share more from what. So, and sorry for the warrior interventions, minor interventions. What the area? Oh, me share during COVID time here warrior and so any be I will distribute is man. Presby Church, Pentecost, Sopho Michael Bwedi Nyame Church.
Yes.
You know what che. Look at the number of new partner was online. Another words that means on. These are the people who are low. In churches can also help. Government will do, churches will do. In the manifesto, what kind of
collaboration?
And obviously a ban on your religious bodies. The third one is on urban housing. EFA or friend then motorway in Chanwaya. Kiosks yeah. That's the way you be a good form. But if kiosks the way or spring up. Nipa ogumo. It is human beings who live in those kiosks. So you cannot discount that one.
No.
Slum upgrading, squatter developments must be factored in the manifestos and the way they will deal with it. The people who live there also vote.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They even vote better.
They vote more. They are very dedicated.
So what program and if you look at what NPP did, NPP said in the 2016 manifesto, they said they were going to tackle that particular issue. Well, they assessed
2016,
including the Kaya
no, there was
they will build a hostel.
There were clear positions in there. And see, if you look at the report, I mean, it's clear that it's not only just writing it or just saying it, but do it. The same thing also in NDC.
Yeah.
They are also guilty on this particular issue. NDC did not really, they mentioned that they were going to support people through financing programs and all that. Now, we're improve on one housing. So housing in here, there is full. It is putting in toilets, bringing in water systems, and then you also improve. And see, that also featured. Another one, your rural housing. No so praise strongly. But I am a dawum cracker saying there. Public-private partnerships came up strongly, but there is even a new dimension to it. Ghana and Sasi does not belong to it belongs to families and all that. And see, there is the people wants to see in the political manifestos a particular idea or a particular agenda to introduce public-private traditional authority partnerships.
Oh, okay.
NPP said they were going to do land banks. NDC talked about how to get land and all that. But who owns the lands? Sometimes, you come up with town planning, doing all the things that they have to do. They do all the designs. So how do you go about it? So these are all issues that came up. And the last one, which is for me, it's research and development. How do we support in the manifestos research development agencies and organizations to come up with new ideas?
Yeah.
And throw them up. How do they even market those ideas? And how would the political parties even take them? And to say, on housing, this is the area. But there is even another issue about urban development, which has also come up very, very strongly. Maybe I'll have time to talk about that.
Yo. Inti mo messages in bi so na fe yen read mo messages in bi ma wo live critical issues so UTV so Abeka Junction but obeti be follow Facebook UTV Ghana na also do adwen chaba yenya abocha kenkan ni nyina de amamo but yes obi wo Facebook and o use edin we Afia Pokua Vim lady but o use me picture that is not me. Akoshe obi wonom 300 Ghana so nipa no man 300 Ghana one Alhassan Ibrahim pacho is not me obi busa sika on Facebook pe pacho you can know say it's definitely not me enye me a me stress sika on Facebook what I say Mr. Mo onipa no omo use your pictures enye me nko other people no mo use omo pictures nti Mr. obi ba o Facebook wa shada bi account me de na ye Afia Pokua bracket real vim lady nti wa hu bracket na enyemia o use picture o use me picture kra Mr. and send this ke bia en command over Facebook and jiska onkofo o Facebook nti Adam Dauda no say 91 pa na e kan nokre muntaka se ebi enya bi honorable chairman sabosusu obi enya bi nti parliament mutu no hwan pa na e kan nokre na Kofi Ambrose and I say this is the name of the game politics nti Afia ja wo no mo tricks yen so se se eni atia yeso nyansa pa Afia papa bi Sandra no se Afia menti obi a mimitie ono abopa ne asama o kan ye ma menya me che no Ghana on de waka na no atum kra oso onkasa na da Costa Jokoto Nesta no say if are you sure asesa na honorable leader e kan na bacho wo de wa kwa video no YouTube na wan kasa wa kwa hwe no we say the ensem no etie and na bansa kwesi no you see that's why I say I don't trust this government to cry say honorable Muteka and wa beti wo moto ne de wo moto wo and wo ka different story e de ache pa tenant George Jinigo and I say if this is such corrupt politicians you there men fi omu nyina omo nyina nya de omo ka nokra bia ya obom fe Philip no say confused leaders infected MPs mo to na mo san parliament mo ka nokra nche mo mafo no ti obi dia ban Desi Black no say so no wearing of mask in your studio at least it's going to help in the awareness creation but your studio is heavily socially distant me yes ya mo say me kan obi a into obi aba no obi a share mask but because akasa ne mma abontinti no and e was sanitizer yesa was sanitizer si studio ha say nti de bia ye sheda and ye sanitizer machine aba be si studio nti ya na kasa ne mma abontinti na ya na omudu studio na omoyi but obi a hye ne de ansa na owura ahanem say and sanitizer so sisi kona ebobodan ho ewa ha bia nti very very serious about it. Frank Amankwa no say if ya wo na ama ewu na wo so onwu ya chai cheme sabonso munta de waka na sem yes o eti de oka no nti omo so omo nya bi na sem munta honorable chairman sabonso so omo ja omo is up to them eho nom na bra mark no say if you want to quote him pacho quote him honorable chairman sabonso ye pacho we de nye quote kwa sa we de call YouTube and I say Facebook na ko tie de honorable chairman sabonso no amu okan eno an na chese ko na Julia total build your MPP kwa de never again no asem ketwa we yanka mbetimi aka no kre no mo mpese mbeka no kre e de ache Ghana for so ye de yenim de ewo adada na Perez ewo nam no say Mr. Chairman Sabonsu de you can be serious asem we pa double standards be ni ade eno a yenyina yenim de okan no parliament so when obegina UTV say one ka say MP bia ewo bi yo ese wa ono na sema okan na Kwabena Lalas o se twa kai MPP ni NDC de onju omu ndi biom da on trust omu bia they are all the same playing politics with COVID-19 and Boston and Edwia no say then why is he trying to say COVID-19 no they should stay out of parliament but this doesn't add up ukra ba parliament and no abeka say people should stay home afa munta ka be kan ya wo say wan ka say MP enye bi nti wan na also stay out of parliament so o say no so onte as a quarantine penifo no enhwe no mo chem na David Dut o say forget these people I'm not surprised because say Chairman Sabusu afa de wa ba obe deny cause say ya na ebe no credit o ma imagine say o mo nka emfa che oba pa de penal quarantine man she's shaking my head Ghana politics there say ya we ka say no ya ka say e de na o mo ke Princess Law no say it's very sad it's very sad cry me know about Princess Law and now kasa say munta ka say me afa de Chairman Sabusu e de cry na wuchi o cha me kwa me ya buedi no say what's the proof behind your fact if you we need to know mpacho we enye me fact mienu ni nyina kasa no pe ya ewo ye friend say critical issues so and John Harry no say if you we dem majority leader kan say mpacho Harry obenya fact ye mpacho no nya fact ye wate ye wa ha na yeti the honorable Chairman Sabonsi honorable e de kan na ni nyina so aba Brian Masai can no say if you don't know why how to put this but with all due respect honorable Chairman Sabonsi asema o kan pa de no wan kire obuo kra these are some of my comments mo de buy e social media so mpacho bibia wan tie ase a mentina social media ni atem we ntina ya ye bre ansa na yenya experts ama ma betina studio mu wie so a na mo san boys na journalists na mo so ya politicians nko a omo mbeba mbeka o ma dwen no omo ba pe na o kana bi social mo bedi o ma tem sa mo de munya aboche one ne nya adwen a obetimi aka so one ne nya adwen beautifully ateni enim na yeko oguso ahwe live critical issues afa ye wrap up yan hwe say going forward yes COVID ni any security open adam but now what say ye ka se be cry ye postpone abato no but in totality COVID and I don't even know the entire politicians no COVID is a serious issue open say omo research omo ye OCD about manifestos any actual development e cost wo ground no and shade nkan sisi ani party for no can bro for the o manifesto obehwe MPP for die me ko kan ahwe mbe yem kra some manifesto promises ni nyina no nyina na MPP esimi afọ fail oti ase but the manifesto was for a period mbo ase for one term and so can one day one f yenye ni nyina 1 million for a constituency omunye ni nyina ni ade and so sure there's a disconnect ye koyenim no ye bede na yetumi enya closure say manifesto oko ground asa na etie including security ani nyina obi aba ochebo so be say na ma be ko so jojo
say the okaye no followers no they are more problematic than politicians in Ankasa. This country yem problem baku canstrous omo di amanyofo na chi no say nka bia ma betena he a bia my expect advice media ma na say opinion ni na ma kan bibia akwa say dem can say bia MPP manifesto and as MPP eka so ombesi hostels ama you can say kayaye one hwe ya na obi ajiwa no asibone se bia and those who mostly do that are the followers. Instead of saying come ever try some be guide manifesto ni ye na mpanyin fondo omo kan so mbe ye na ye nyina ye to aba ma omo no aba no mbe ye no who bia who try so be exposing your money be say na nke say ye no then they go after you until they be we say okay you don't want to talk again, and once you don't talk again the cycle of sa political party no omoten and then everybody goes back again and another political party comes. And so for me, I come in there. And you see, let's go beyond the party politics. Even if you are an ardent supporter of a political party, ask yourself, say, in your constituency, say, no, just don't follow a political party like a zombie. Excuse me to say. But unfortunately, most people follow political parties like zombies. And so once I was supporting this political party, no, I call you and call you mention watching and me say, but you see, mine is that I don't even listen to that term. I'll continue to do what I have to do. Now coming back to probably some of this discussion, maybe they say a bambofo Ghana, the institutions. Maybe they should learn and probably do what the police is doing. Because I think largely, even though police, if we know number, they are the largest security organization in Okromuhana. You kind of have, even though there are infections, you don't hear those days before the committee, the Mamea T-West committee was put in place. There were a lot of simmering tensions about, you know, the way forward for officers. But all that has died down, which is very important for Yentime Mufuano. And to my employer, I would urge the leadership of the various security organizations, say, they should learn from IGP upon Bueno Mamea and her people what they are doing. That is probably, even though there are infections. And managing here, so you don't have are you saying say
maybe to say upon the health workers or more managing here? Because already the artists and nurses for any midwives about 168 and security for
I'm talking about the security aspect.
Okay.
And my concentration usually I want to usually concentrate on. So maybe concentration is because Ghana, if you need security is, you know, something that we need to consider. And so I would employ the military, immigration, because immigration for Nankasa Omutibia enye fire service they have problems. But usually it is from the head. And so uko immigration you have Mr. Techi, you have them to upon Bueno and all his people. And so they should put in place strong leaders who can manage the various committees and ensure that because there was a time I had a conversation with the various welfare officers, directors within the security sector. After the conversation, I had officers from some of the sectors come to say, from the yes. And to me, that doesn't augur. So I wouldn't want to mention names. Don't because apart from probably you know, one or two of them and co who I didn't, but you realize that a moment. And so for me, because say a bedging that is where a bedging free. A ginseng free then you know that you know abroso.
But now me person me jiwa health workers so far. Unse say GMA ka say ebeya omonye mass testing of all doctors health workers generally.
You see, adia ba ko am kan during the COVID the lockdown. I went to about 107 to something communities during the lockdown. And I did Facebook Live on my Adam Bona Facebook page. And it's still there.
Okay.
Most people didn't observe the lockdown protocols. They are there, my Adam Bona Facebook page. And I'm saying one of the things I said was that we have hotels. Why would you ask a health worker who is supposed to be dealing with COVID-19 infected patients, ebia oni baby papati, single room self-contained be munote. Instead of saying that a merasasa, and health workers no more saying one crime, kumasi na the ade. And now for the next 6 months, so say the man paying my and 3 months for water free, any light partially free, 50%. Yeah, the more for the next 6 months. Yeah, the more you are going to be working from various hotels.
So some other countries in be here.
But unfortunately, that hasn't happened. We are still operating, I mean, he is a development expert. We are still operating a flat system. As if it's a BBI. And so mine is that it doesn't matter whatever, you know, no taxes for health workers, no tax deduction and all that. Like I said, Sebi, you don't spend money again. So rather, let's look at apomudin and ensure that we put in measures. You can say, I think the GMA air complaint say in no time I am running out of you can say no critical beds was I can say
okay.
They will run out of essential beds. Where are we going to? Just 11,000 on already. We are look at countries who are 100,000. I'm praying that we don't go beyond where we are. But if the numbers would go up as we are speaking about now, and already GMA and the rest are complaining, it means to say we are likely to probably find ourselves in a corner where we can't. And like Muntaka said, can we begin to build consensus? From now, at least we have your 5 months.
And other than NDC, for I'm beginning to build a consensus, say, yeah, because then I can say Muntaka can consensus. Now consensus should start with NDC. My
point is that I am only picking what he said and saying that let's probably begin to build consensus. Because at the moment, no one is conscientizing us what could happen in 4 months. Nobody is telling us what would happen in a month from today. But we need to know well ahead of time. Unim say, either it will go this way. But at the moment, apart from, let me say, opinion, we are saying, we are sharing secondary. Secondary for, you know, people are panicking. Now they are going to see it very serious. I think yesterday, I mean, where some mortuary people were burying some people, and I thought that these are some of the things people should see.
It's media for and no more.
And no with the education so that they know that when you are infected, now say do call isolation center, now say hospital. One here, so people should take this disease very serious. So for me, that is what I can say.
Openi Benadata, you should say, research findings in the muhu going for the Eco 2020. Say manifesto sinyamba out. Then per se from the feedback and ordinary voters in the mama, it was a cum. If I was a solve a problem, then it was a cum.
Okay, Ozinkan, going forward in the manifestos, a kind of consensus between Timemufu, no any political parties, no, about obey here Timemufu, no, one function, one manifestos, no. Okay. Sunday, ways in Canada, policies now or on CODIP, on solve a lot of issues. In say, going forward in the manifestos, they have to come up with, you know, manifesto promises that go deeper on housing. Or today being. It was one of the findings. COVID, pandemics and epidemics came up strongly. Ebeke de onchare ini inyo Ebola. Ebola no amaka in Ghana ha. Nanso Ghana be a very major place and we use for distributions. And say going forward, pandemics also features as a very major issue. In fact, on not just a health issue, it should be a planning issue, it should be a security issue. It must concern everyone. And say, going forward in the manifestos, people want to see what the political parties will do with regards to pandemics and housing.
Okay.
Third one, people want to see what kind of housing financing packages or programs will be put in place. Again, people want to see what kind of programs and promises will come forth on slum upgrading, because the slums are developing very, very fast. In fact, Obichem, somebody taught me a very interesting thing, and they also we have slum settlements and we have slum pockets. Even there, when baby the East Legon and Uncle ain't too many yes slum.
No.
But there are pockets of slums.
Oh yes, a lot of it. A lot of it.
Into your slum settlements and then we have slum pockets. Naturally, the rate at which pockets will develop. Where can be quick Sidana will be? And we're Sidana in a developed area.
If you go to East Legon, there are some areas that kiosks and cotton. Like you go to, let's say, Ship House, them area, kiosks and cotton, and it's within East Legon.
Because you can offer domestic services. Oka ketsna ne baby ofi na wa ba ekwan no war into nya baby kakrebe na wa kiosk no this one. And so people want to see that one also going into the manifestos. Now aza obe here kese pa or your research and development.
Okay.
There were a lot of planners, researchers, thinkers, ideas, people with ideas. Na mo ahen na honen zia wo hihye no wozu gum krata do. Ma onya tum another weight in the manifestos that are prepared by the political parties. But Mark is a way, me react on one or two issues. Okay. Oh yeah, there, and the why them a man free to me clearly from Parliament in Komoza Wakodo with regards to COVID. But pure, or your real issues that you're facing here.
Yes.
The man who's passed away in second is a very good friend of mine.
Oh.
Very
He's
close.
a worthy person, a nice man.
Just imagine.
Hearing this yesterday,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and my heart goes for the family. But as in there, Okobiara, COVID here, one man here equal.
Obian two can be
there be. From
Pope,
and it's a real issue. And politicians in paying for woods in any memoir. One man who there, Nimpa Sebeta fracture, Hianankwa, or here, in some Comozibi over Pueno. I one ma Sebeta for a being Dado Kakra. Now, yet, sir, Ohri and Akuma. Ultimately see him. And here can be so about security and safety. No pocho, mommy. Mohiam Kasipa is let's think more about safety. In America, Morisa.
Yeah.
It's not about security anymore. It's about safety.
Yes.
It's about
human,
safety.
That's the human aspect of it.
For me, safety is key. People just want illumination. Kania. Our best friend. I'm assume corners be you one our we feel so that nobody can hide behind some corners. People want some cameras. People into your safety on your major issue. Well, the way we want to go about.
But on that note, in not your bottom actual is safely can we do it? Because you mentioned safety.
And may say safety measures in our wa. You bottom me but them I'm kind of first no. So numbers no one cost review then we have good grounds. Okay. Because it means that the management system is good enough to manage it. But the numbers are I will advise the abandonment we all should have confidence in our government and our leaders and trust that they would prosecute.
We don't have a choice. We need to. Yes.
But the numbers, if the numbers are going up, it's advisable we take good measures. Good measures.
But is in the electoral commission so to Botron ending 30th. It's even year by time. Since I across 11,000. In case you have time, and Sunday you there.
If you're my end of this month.
But they've already prepared for.
But it's just some few days now. The numbers no concern. And see and kept him end of the month. Say Obane there because you had today ya not an anatum.
Yeah.
Yes, in painful pieces one anatum. And see and kept him them American. My basis is if the numbers are increasing, it gives cause for government to start thinking carefully and for electoral commission to start thinking carefully about what to do. If the numbers don't go up, even though it's raining, then probably the measures they have would work.
Make the last comment. Based my incinerator, how do we solve this problem? In Sui, and what the last? You pass 6 wo yenye nad mo fika say
Agrago, yeah.
Agrago nipa 6 5 in Achimota amode and a crow electrocution or odona circle. Inti going for that way a planning a consultant. How do we deal with this? Because every year be but the same story.
If you are our floods in Accra, not even taking the other cities. I mean, Sunyani, you will hardly hear floods in Sunyani. Yes, it's a very well planned.
Oh, Sunyani
is a well planned.
Yes.
Oh, Sunyani, the foam.
Sunyani, one of the most beautiful cities we have in the country.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
Oh, yeah, fair. If for Sekenita Kraza, it's built around the market circle. For all the why the Akuma or Jahum or one arteries. If for Sekenita, if from Ejina the Rim Nation market circle, oh, yeah, fair. So in the streets, Ninginano. Story buildings.
These are old towns.
Yeah, these are
story
old towns. English towns.
Enyo. And see, say Yerusha flooding the original drainage systems. Original the way you lay out most nsu storm drains will collect adequate water by whatever pressure into their final points. You need a menzaman sisiara.
Wakra.
Oh, na Accra or your Accra, apart from some World Bank project the local government did, which brought the Odo channel, and maybe some minor interventions are here. What has been put in place, the infrastructure, is not able to accommodate the pressure that is coming. It's the government going forward may have to invest more in drainage.
Attaching a there will be investment or home. Obey a card or call e circle cachet, no card about 700 million or so. Will be the cost to fix all them drainage. What happened to that project?
Kakum I just on one.
Yes or no. But yenya them can able to me that's all.
Oh, me just about Buakakra. Because it should be a sustained program. The rule of thumb in there, if over a number of years, let's say 10 years, 15 years, about prosecute that kind of agenda, we would solve the problem. Kakra.
Mr. Adam, this flooding issue. What are your suggestions? The year you able to solve because you're doing so bring.
You see, what meant there. We know, I mean, the metro for home. They would usually issue warnings, first of all, COVID should have been was an opportunity, even though you say it was an opportunity to really look at and lay out. When COVID no see na Mampino or lock part of Accra in Kumasi Nazi, you realize them some of them wanted to leave. I thought it would have been the perfect opportunity for them Kofi to have gone back, because then the more Awabakon, the more littering and blocking the drain, the already choked drains would have reduced, and then the number of fatalities would suffer but in the midst of this, when you hear, oh, investment is, you don't do investment in drains when it is raining. You do investment in drains when it is dry. But unfortunately, you hear that, and maybe quite a political campaign into the number of people who will be in Sutonu na area MP no waba no so okay some reliefs. But for me, it is the individuals. People should move to higher grounds. If you have a place, relations who are probably on higher grounds, but them, and you try to still stay wherever you are, the point is that you are likely to be carried away by our friend and the floods. I was supposed to be on your program on radio, one of your programs. Yes. Because it was raining.
Yes,
I mean, it was raining. And
but let me add this to you. Maybe let politicians respect the views of experts. Politicians are politicians. Some of them are experts. But please, when the experts are speaking or they come up with findings, you know, and take them. You can weigh the findings of experts, but take them because they might have been done with scientific basis. It's been a COVID, it's medical professionals who are advising government. Yes. Government is taking it, right? Why is it that when it comes to flood, we don't listen to the experts? When it comes to housing, we don't. No. Why are them politicians know? Maybe not only politicians, but maybe to cut it, Ghanaians, we know everything about nothing, including the word nothing itself. Because if you make nothing a topic, we can give you reasons why nothing is good.
Yes, why nothing is important. So for me, I think that maybe Ayedrun is going to be raining probably every day or every other day. So I mean, those of us who are living in low, I mean, it doesn't matter. The point is that you see, I'm here. I have to be driving towards the East Legon area. So you don't say, oh, I'm not, I mean, I'm on a higher ground. Because you are likely to go through a bridge and you get to that bridge when it is flooded. And so mine is that we should stop the incessant offering and littering, dumping garbage into the facilities and also stop behaving like zombies. Let me put it again. Who MP, no, whether you voted for him or Antoine Man, who president, no party, whether you voted for the party or not. If there was a manifesto that said this is A, B, C, D in the eba, now a two man, then party na another friend, then MP no ben 1 year. Say it. Say and can say Oberican mention a roba. But may you a friend in Ghana am on there. People who, excuse me to say, don't have knowledge in the subject area. There kasa pe no I call for a friend in machete jump. If we do that, it might not be you, but your relative would be carried away by the floods. Right. And so for me, that is my advice, that let's not behave like zombies in Ghana. Let's take our politicians, you know, let's hold them accountable. That is the only way all of us are going to live to see tomorrow. But if you decide to say, oh, once you've spoken against Nanado, it means you are against him. Once you've spoken against John Mama, it means you are against John Mama. I mean, you ask yourself, why should we live in a country like that? But it is because most of us have been brainwashed to behave like, excuse me to say, zombies. Into kasape, no wash or horror. But me, some of us are above and test on my horror. I won't mind you, I'll just carry on.
I was for critical issues and out here live for YouTube. In fact, my game changing na air brenna so and I just say, ya sorry, so is you not some any binim cannot chame, ya body mensa no say, that is what the media reported. And Chairman Sabun's in Muntaka, Ababeka was him 2 tier UTV and Kabeti me in your explanation of Wetty and 7 of the Ecoso. Now, Obapa, dear Pena Quantum, say, now Obusa on Abu Muntaka Mubarak says, I'll say, young closely down Parliament now. And he closely down Ghana because COVID was, and so Ghana, yeah, you might. I didn't Muntaka Mubarak, and Sambia Tisa, Priscilla, Boache, Adumno, politicians in there, who cry, na Princess Law, no say, on the cry, oh, to on the Oja, home say, your baby, Omonye, Roxin, Koyiri, was it if you say, oh, no, mammy, Sabe will be a baby boo now, no so cabin, so mammy, now so I da, a tuju or more. Ever Parliament to honum, and Andrew upon us, ye name is a Muntaka de Tro, and a Odin, so no, dear Honorable Chairman Sabuzukaino, and a Obefa, and a Perez, ever now so dear Nasa more kind, so Honorable Chairman Sabuz will be in him, Sasa no kind, or bitch now, what kind of Frentino, or no so any or no any yarding. Tenant George and Nigu, and Okase, politicians, the son or Mutier. One back can't say no crack. I mean, you said the humanity, the bidder. One back can politics. I just say they be attacked with him. Nadia, I am sharing any idea about no one, any idea woman in him. Michael could see just got no, it's very true, pa. Now, Omoangasa express, I'll do my best to do. Omu defend you, Omu, we are on the chum, no my baby or matem. Na Professor Jampo kind social media langas. Emmanuel Jane see he's very dangerous pa. Obi enim say Adam Bonanso asem o kan o come NDC. Oh, Adam Bonanso come NDC. And so no so asem o kan Clement ameya and say is absolutely correct pa. Ghana for na ye come mo anu mu cho mo a no mo san ba be di Ghana for atem. Clement dey say I swear the Adam Bonanso no true. Ya come say very true. Film lady, the papa ne kan no true pa. Ghana for pen no cre into kan no crop ni etu eni edi SEO so abana mo a Clinton was on the disagree every day be your dream say party full soldiers so any order be die for na de bia mo ya o mo kan say mo de o ma kogwa brochi but now de eche sa full soldiers na e problem pacho followers na o kan full soldiers kan sa na o pacho Isaac into waki no sit if you are de ebeti pa Adam Bonade sa de bi onenam friend TV stations there they say you musa ndi ntia wo Ubusa Assembly is a very personal matter. This is not an expert issue so me busa ma and as in each see do no so don't mind them omo to expert no so be dangerous to dey be omo kan say they also omo kan chia no Yakubu appreciate and o say issues no Matthias here pa but sometimes if you enkofo bebe wo from so be analyze issues no ba no ma ba be politics nti na to dey be so ya attack omo no ono so na dia ba no Kofi Mike no say if you enkofo ade omo be binum ya NDC loyalist ye ni momo nim dada nti ehu omo show so a yes you be attack asemu Prosper breaching mo say if I didn't see you typing but you are updating on on Facebook pacho me ye adwuma nyina na some multitasking na me type into eno no see Jerry Ashiagbo no and who becomes a politician enye foot soldiers ya no msa ko politician nti Adam Bonaka say followers say dangerous say politicians say omo a eno munyini konkonti ba ombeda na aponchene a no makwa ko politicians so Abdulaziz Mensa no say true oni Adam Bona ya adwin pa no say openi na o kan planning issue no so Yera Benadata say no so ne ya adwin say eniema nkoyie politician be kan bro for manifesto oba betra konya so no yi na ni kra ene ka ho bi ne yenya sa edan ankofo nya baby entem no Von besa no say true pa leaders no nwene ho na enhwemu a researchers ya ye nka be omo fa manifesto no na omo ba so a omuni so ono so ne dia ode eto adwano no ebusa for menti mi anka o messages ana eche so ode no ebi amani apaso edoso nti mani apaso yakopon enhwe so na afi wo mai adechepa enhwe but that say de unye bia na de ama era Bernard Abeku Arthur openikesi a oye UN consultants or planning any urban development and hwemu ye for oye adwuma sisi ama CDD in fact was show a whole paper on problems ne challenges ma ensuo toyi any covid bebe any year elections no niema wasen politicians so mo ye ho adwuma de omanfo na eto aba na epe eno ne expertise a owonti nene ye so it's a friend in fact ofi kumase ba ena waba be kensa afi kwa no kope baby akwakoda to openi da se ne wo se obi bia na obekan ho a sanso na security expert no openi kesi a wa ben bambom so center no police ya na me security warehouse limited openi oye nimdifo a onimde efa bambom ho se me so no so jare dwuma die nyina ho fact nsuo no to no me kwa me na moto we na me se me ya ma hye me cause nsuo to pe me akra me mada me ka makura se so papa to to mu afi ne fie wa na oba Yera Adam Bona ya da se pass na obekan ho ebusa for ya da was so so share live e wo Facebook wo TV so so ya da se be bia hwe bia yakopon sha o ya adoma next week e be samba be share ba se da kese enkoma me production team Prince Obimpe edi ene Randy omunyina production team no aseda kese e modia aseda kese enkoma Pamoni clothing omno mai entire na boy fashion the boy fashion ewo makola omno my jewelry necklace rings bibia into kwa hono de ewom nti bronye bebe o de say covid say de aye de ats so ano o de wa hye wa de abo like mentwen bronya ate yenu abema we afi just onya ne baby ko last week no and na watchda so ebema abusuafo so ya connection de mpacho obeja ye na watchda na ye da se pa unim say wo de nkoja unim abusuafo na wafro bi wacheche ne rest ana wi asete yenim da ebeto ye nyina abusuafo de besia yakopon ya adoma next week ebehia